another curved line in there that says level surface, where the L to the left is lower in the field of view of this image.
Oh, so you
than
do
the
agree
E at
that
the
it's
end of
lower then?
surface.
So you do agree that the L on the red line
Did
is
you
lower
hear
than
what
the
I said?
Yeah,
You
you said
stupid,
lower.
ignorant cunt.
Yeah, you said
I
it was
said it's
lower.
lower in your field of view
Right,
in
and
this
that's what we're
image.
talking about, the
That
field of
is
view.
not elevation.
Yeah, we're not talking
That
about
is
elevation.
not.
We're talking about if something's level in
May
your field of
Davy
view.
What
If
did
the
you-
water,
Jones have mercy upon your rotting
if the
carcass.
water is higher or lower.
Bro,
right?
what are you talking about?
Why do
What are
you
you
What are you
waste
talking about?
everybody's time with your life, Rakia?
Yeah, here's Curve, ladies and gentlemen. That's all he has.
No, we're on the right
Anything
track,
else,
Rakia.
Kurt?
I'm
Don't worry.
asking you.
all I
I'm
Spiraling.
asking you,
Okay.
David. I'm asking you. What are you talking about?
Let's say if, right, because it's a big if because we've never seen it. You can have level surface of water in your mind frame that's curving, then that water would be higher and lower at different points than each other. Point
What do
A
you
and
say,
point
monkey?
B
What
would
do you say to
never
that,
be
monkey?
horizontal. It would always be a curve. It would always be
I
higher
don't
and
have
lower.
anything to say to that. Curved. It's
No,
stupid.
none of us say the water is horizontal.
Right, because the water in your mind isn't horizontal, it's curving, but yet has no higher and lower points, which is stupid because the definition
No,
You
it's
don't
not.
involves higher and lower
understand
points.
that the
I don't
terms are
understand.
relative.
We measure it from a curved surface. That's what sea level is. It's curved surface.
Yeah.
When we measure distance from that curved surface, then it's going to
No.
be equidistant along
You're
there.
not
but it's
measuring
gonna be
anything.
curved.
You're not
PT,
measuring or seeing anything.
they can only
curved.
comprehend one meaning for each
Jesus
word.
Christ.
It can only mean one thing to them, and that's whatever confirms
Why
their
are you
bias and nothing
attacking
else.
me? Why don't you
Words
prove
cannot be
that
We're
water
relative.
attacking you
is not
because
None
you're
of
a
this
higher?
can
moron.
happen.
We're attacking you
It
because you're a
has
So
to
moron.
be
you're
their
attacking
way.
me too, right?
Did you
No,
not
you're
watch
not.
Aaron Ra last
I
night?
hear,
Look at
I
what
hear
he
what
do you
you're
attacking.
think?
talking. He was mid-sentence. I wasn't done. So that's telling me I need to continue speaking over Rakia. That's the game Rakia wants to play.
Is it?
You're simply a rude cunt, Rakia. That's all
Am
there
I?
is
Oh,
to it.
I'm rude as you call me a
Yes,
cunt.
yes, you're a rude cunt.
Okay, fine. So if I have a horizontal line and I pour
It's
water
not my
underneath that
fault that
horizontal
the
line,
world
so
would be
you
better
interrupted
off
me. So does
without
that
you.
make you a rude cunt?
That does. I'm just
By
doing
your
what you're
logic,
doing,
you're a rude
Rakia.
cunt also, right? I don't even
That's
think you
fine with
deny
me.
that you are.
I
I
don't
think you
take
enjoy
offense to
being
that.
one.
Curve,
I'm
you're
fine
too
with being a
unruly,
rude cunt
Curve. You're
because
so
I'm
unruly.
retaliating against
All right.
you.
You're a
and
you're
rebel,
constantly
Curve.
cunt?
over talking of me.
You're too rebellious, and you're like a rebel.
I'm retaliating. Nobody else is going to stop them.
You're
It's up to
rebelling
me.
now. You're too rebellious. Come on.
Yeah, congratulations. Argument's going
Anarchy,
nowhere.
Curve.
So
Anarchy. Let's not have anarchy.
This guy doesn't even know up and down. He's an
Yeah.
adult, 50 plus male.
I know
Talks
what up
about
and down
how
is.
what a man he is. Doesn't know up and down.
Yeah, sure I do. So that's stupid. So you're just trying to make someone look stupid. That's all right. That's your game. We all understand it. No problem. But if I pour water
Up
into a
and down is
container,
what the balls do when the dude's teabagging you.
yeah, right. Anything else? Get it all out, Curve.
Let him
I
get
know
it out,
you're in
Racky. I was
pain.
about to say
You're
that,
in
yeah.
pain.
For
Yeah, go
goodness
ahead,
sakes,
Curve. Get it
Curve.
all out. I'm here for you, Curve. You still got a headache, buddy?
I have no interest in teabagging you.
Yeah, okay. Well, then maybe go on mute.
Why don't you have your wife teabag you?
Oh, now you're bringing my wife into
Probably
it?
got bigger balls than you
Now you're
got.
Goodness
bringing
sakes.
my wife into this conversation? What a piece of crap you are. Where's
Look,
going
Waz
on
is just
here?
sitting here loving this.
Chemo, what's going on here, man?
I'm
Talk about my
trying
wife.
to
Well, you've got life insurance.
to tame
And you'll
him, but
be
he's
worth
not
something
listening.
someday.
Now he's talking about life insurance, about death, right? My wife, death, life insurance.
Well, that's the
Sir,
only time you're going to be of any value.
what's going on, chemo?
Come on, Curve. Come on. Waz,
Once.
how you what? Get
Hello?
your ball of friends.
You know what? You could solve all of this, Rakia, by simply waiting until I'm done talking and quit talking over me.
Yeah, right.
Waz, get your ball of friend
Yeah,
and tell
right.
him to stop being so abusive to the flat earthers, right?
Tell flat earthers to stop fucking coming in here and talking all over us.
That's how fragile you
That
are.
is
Someone
your
just
only
interrupted you.
argument tactic.
Curve gets
And then
away with
complain with-
murder here. Okay, so
And then complain
get
when
back to
people talk over them.
Rakier's point.
And we'll get back to the point about if we've got a bowl of water on the floor, or a pan of water on the floor, and if I put a piece of string across it from one side to the other, yes, it's going to go below the surface of the water, and you're able to see a curve above that taut string. But the question is, how small do I have to have that piece of string, and how good an instrument do I have to measure that? And just let's say I've got my thing is 1 meter long, my pan. Can you, Chemo, tell me how high the water will be above my string?
No, this is Rakier's point. We're going to get back into it now, yeah?
Can you tell me how high that should be above
If
my
you want.
string? Well, go and do that calculation, then tell me whether that is within the accuracy of any devices known to human beings.
No, my original point was, can the water pile up? And you said yes.
Yes, it will pile up, but how high will the pile be? It's not piling up as a stupid way to describe it. It's going to follow a curve.
What,
But how high will that curve be above the string I draw across
what
from
do you
the
mean
edges?
it'll follow the curve? What curve are you talking about?
I'm talking about the curve of the Earth's surface that we see in lakes and oceans.
Yeah, it will follow the it will take the shape of the floor that it's in, yeah? But it's not curving, is it?
No, it won't take the shape of the floor. It's going to take the shape of the curve of the Earth.
What
It's like
lake do we see that in?
An ocean is a container. It's contained by the land that surrounds the ocean. A lake is in a container. I've got a container on the floor. It's only 1 meter long. How high would the curve be on that, based on the known geometry of the shape of the Earth?
Go back here.
What lake are you talking about?
Pick any lake. Lake Pontchartrain would be a good one. I've seen the photos that show the curvature.
Okay, I understand. I'm about 30 minutes from the lake. I live here, okay, so that's a good one to talk about. Have you ever been there?
No, I've seen the photos though.
So you've seen a photo that is showing you optically that there's a appearance of a
Optically?
curve.
No, it shows audibly.
Well, whatever. It's showing you where you only see
How
it, right? You've never
fucking
measured it.
stupid can one man be?
What?
Have you ever measured it?
I've seen sound.
We all heard you. We all heard you see it, right? And I've seen it too. I have plenty of pictures that show the appearance of a curvature, right? A bulge, and then
Well done.
obstruction
Welcome to
in the
reality.
distance. No, that's reality of what we see. But wouldn't you
Yeah.
agree that to measure that drop from horizontal would be a more accurate way to prove that there's curvature?
Yes, and I believe that there's been some surveyors down there soundly covered this and got his surveyor friend that did that surveying with the GPS and mapped that whole curve of the bridge as it went over. So that's been done as well.
The GPS, he just put it on his car and drove over the bridge, which is made
exactly,
like that. Yeah, it measured every hump, every arc, every elevation change. Right. That's not measuring curvature, sir.
You dumbass.
Of course,
No,
it's
I'm not a
measuring
dumbass.
curvature.
No, of course it's not. It's measuring the curve of the bridge, right? Did he measure the water?
He measured the height of the car from in a 3D space that's not relative to
Listen to what he just fucking
You need
said.
to go look.
I
You need to go look. You need to go look further because his distance
He
above the water
measured
was.
the curvature of the
So
bridge.
as I get
Did he
interrupted.
measure the water? Yes.
The arc of the bridge,
the bridge
not the
is
curve.
fucking parallel
It's
to
an
the
arc.
water.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. It's an arc
the
over.
bridge
No,
is
it's
parallel
not.
to the
No,
water.
it's not. It's an arc over the water.
Yeah,
Guess
that's
what?
right. The water curves.
Guess what?
The water
If
is
it's an
not
arc-
curving. The water
If it's
is
an
Get-
not
arc,
curving. The bridge
if it's
is.
an arc, it must be a curve. What
No.
shape is an arc?
The water.
What shape is an arc?
Are you
Oh
listening?
my
You're getting
God.
way ahead. You're triggered now. The water
you
is
said-
Guess
not.
what?
If the bridge is
Are y'all
curved
gonna
and the
interrupt me?
water is not, then it can't be the same distance above the water.
Yeah, we're gonna interrupt you. There was a guy named Jesse Kozlowski
I
who
know who
actually
Jesse is.
went up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he
Well,
drove
there you
over the
go.
bridge with a GPS. He mapped the elevation
Yeah.
changes of the bridge as it's built with different elevations so boats can go under it. And it's arc because that's how
now
all bridges. The bridge is
All right.
lower at both
We're not
ends and
talking
higher in the
about
middle.
those.
Yeah,
We're
we're
not
talking about
talking
every
about those.
elevation change that he mapped with his GPS.
We're not
Most of the
worried
bridge
about
is the same elevation over the water. Most
No,
of
he
the same
didn't.
elevation over the water.
No,
You can see by just looking at the photos that all the pylons
the
are the same
photo
height
is
above the water.
compressed perspective, sir.
I'm talking
Yeah,
about not.
that's
The
correct. All right,
photo
fair.
is compressed perspective. So the
Yes,
bridge
Now,
is
it is.
now
arc.
is that not
He
true or
doesn't
So
what?
the
even know what
bridge
that
has
is.
a slight listen. So the bridge has a slight arc in it. I agree with that. It's built that way. And when you
Because
compress
it
it,
follows the surface
it
of the water.
shows a
Yes. So
no. It doesn't.
congratulations.
No, you're
Holy
wrong.
fuck.
That's the point you're wrong about.
How
You
are
should
flat earthers not thoroughly embarrassed by this
you should come
jackass
on down
now?
here. The water is horizontal.
Well, come on then. Okay, you live there. I want you
Yeah.
to go out and take a photo of one end of the bridge and the other end of the bridge and show me how high the pylons are much higher at one end than they are at the other.
You
If
can't
your
do that.
point
It's
is that
24 miles over water. You can't do that.
you say you can't get to the both sides of the. You're saying that it's higher at one end than the other. That's what you just said. It curves,
no,
but
I did not. I
That's what you did.
said both ends are lower than the middle because the land is lower
Well,
than the bridge.
that means
It's
both
arced.
ends are higher than the center. That's what you just said.
No, both ends are lower than the center. The bridge is an arc. It does level
It's an
out,
arc.
but
It's
it's
an arc.
higher than each land on each side. But the water is not.
So it's an
What
arc.
point of this don't you understand? Yeah,
I've
most
seen the
bridges
photo.
are.
There's a bascule in the middle, right? That's a very high hump.
There's
And there's a
five
couple
of them. There's
Yeah, there's-
five of them.
And there's one major one, and then
There's two major ones.
Okay, there's two major ones, but
Yeah,
the
get your
rest of it,
facts straight.
you have better facts than me about the number of bascules on Lake Pontchartrain Bridge. Congratulations, you live there. But now you're going to tell me that the rest of the bridge is gradually gets higher and then lower at some end, and you
I
can
didn't
measure
say
some.
that.
Well, that's exactly what you did say. You
I
say
said
arcs.
each end is lower, and the
Each
bridge
end is
is arced
lower.
up, and then
It
levels
arcs up.
out,
So that's
and then
so that's
it
what you
has
did say
different
then.
elevation changes for the bascules, right?
So
And
that's
then
what
it
you
goes
did
down
say
to the other
then.
side. You're not
Mhm.
listening.
You did say
I'm
that it's
listening.
different in the
Go
middle.
ahead.
It's different in the middle. Then you're saying
It is different in the middle than on each end. Yeah, it's higher in the middle.
it's
Yeah.
higher. And
Yeah,
can you
because
demonstrate that?
Yeah, you can go see it yourself. What are you talking about?
Now,
land
now, when
on
you
each
could see
side
those,
where the bridge meets the land is lower than the middle of the bridge where it's over the water by about
now,
16
now, what
17
about
foot.
what about when you could see that whole thing? What Stanley saw from the one end to the
From-
other. Yeah.
From 15 stories up on the Marriott through
Yeah.
double
What
pane,
about that?
and
Yeah.
he's taking it at an angle where when he takes it, it's compressed perspective. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
all.
Yes,
I agree.
you can see the curved water.
What about
That's
that one?
yeah.
Well,
that is
wait.
just compressed perspective. That's it.
Okay.
Compressed
Well,
perspective don't make things curved. Doesn't make things curved.
24 miles, sir, over water. You don't think any optical things are happening there?
there might be,
Yeah.
but what do
Maybe.
you think?
There's never not.
Hey! Don't put me out like that. What do you think is happening?
I think it's it's what we call an optical illusion. And when it's compressed, it magnifies.
Like a mirage.
Yeah, well,
And it happens-
I don't put labels on it
Compressed-
because I don't
when it's
think we
compressed,
fully
it's
know
magnified.
if it's
Well,
Now-
Now, when it's compressed, it's
Well,
magnified.
now you've asked for people to say, here's a. You said, how can we observe this? People have observed this. Now you're saying it might not be true or whatever, right?
No, I'm saying that I can't label it and 100% mathematically prove that this is, in this spot it's being this, and this
Yeah,
spot it's
but
lumen. I can't do it. No one can.
Soundly has had this experience before when he put it up and people said, oh, it might be different atmospheric conditions. So he fucking went out there on all these sorts of different atmospheric conditions, took the photos of the power lines. They always curve exactly the same. So putting
No, they
paid to
don't.
that sort of, they more or less curve exactly the same.
Okay,
Every
so more or
time you
less.
go
Okay.
there. Yeah, more or
So
less.
in that more or less, so you would agree those power lines are made of steel, right?
Yes.
So when you say more or less, some days they're curving more than others. You think the steel is curving, or you think the atmosphere is bending the light?
Ah, good one.
Which is it?
Guy.
Mr.
Hold
More or
on,
less.
Jackie. Let him answer.
Hang on,
T.
Chemo. Let me finish with him. So, Mr. More or less, do you think the atmosphere is making that more or less happen, or the steel is actually bending?
God.
It's just that the atmosphere will have different effects a little bit, but you'll be able to see.
I agree.
You compare the
I agree.
photographs; they all look apparently all look curved.
No, I agree
The
with you
water
totally.
always
And
looks
when
curved.
you
The-
take
the
it from
water
that
always-
angle, and there's compressed perspective involved, that little bit of atmospheric condition that makes it appear curved, and when you
Oh,
compress
Jesus
that,
Christ.
then you got to
Can you-
drastic. You know those power
can
lines
you-
don't curve like that, right? I
They
fished
do
Now,
curve
before.
like that.
wait.
They
Now you're
curve
saying
like
the power lines don't curve. Now
They
you're
don't.
talking about
They
something-
appear to curve.
Okay.
It's optical.
Now you're saying something that is real that we could measure doesn't
Right.
actually happen.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now you're talking. Measure it.
So,
Okay, so we have GPS converging on the fact that we also have zenith angles, converging on the fact that optically it looks like curve, converging on the fact that it is measurably curved. Oh, from classic
It's not measured.
geodetic
No one's
surveying.
ever.
So with all things converging together, you think, of course, that it's not curved, that it's something else. Good idea.
No, I know it's something else. I know
And-
it's optical. Yeah.
That's just like the
And we can
bendy
also-
T-guy. What you're looking at here is like the black swan bendy crane. We know in reality the crane doesn't bend like that, right?
I know, and we can model refraction in using CGI computers and things, and we can emulate that image that the so-called black swan. We can also do it for for these power lines, and when you do this force force perspective that you're talking about, does not add a curve. The force perspective
is pointed out something very good here.
If you model a flat one and do the CGI on it, it doesn't look like a curve.
But
You admitted yourself that the atmosphere is making it appear more curved on some days.
I didn't say it made it look more curved. I said it changes.
You said more or less.
I said it changes the image a little bit.
Yeah, it makes it appear more curved and less curved. Yeah, we agree.
We all agree.
I agree with you totally.
Wait.
I see it all the time. And let me tell you something about where you're taking this picture at. It's the worst observation place there is. It's brackish and freshwater mixing. Hang on. Let me finish.
Let him talk. Let him
talk.
You're excited.
This lake is a brackish lake. It has a lot of fresh water being dumped in from the spillway, the Mississippi River, from the snow melt from up north. The lake is shallow, so it's normally warm here. So the water is warmer. When that cold water mixes with it, you have hot and cold water, brackish and fresh water mixing. You have about 50 oil refineries and all type of pollutants going into the air. You have a major city, a major airport, 2 major highways in between there. A lot of pollutants, a lot of ships going up and down the river.
Yeah, you can see clear across the lake to the other side of the lake.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
You bloody well can, because I've seen the images. You can see the hotel across
very
the lake.
rare occasions. Very rare. And you have to go 15 stories up to do it.
Well, irrelevant.
Now he let you talk. He let you talk. You need to let him talk now.
When you model the image with a flat Earth model and do the compression, you don't see a curve. And when you model with a curved Earth, you see exactly the same as observed in the pictures. So, that's how you tell what's reality. You know when we do CGI, you know why CGI movies work? Because we have the ability to model what cameras see in a computer. That's
I don't know why you're going into CGI movies. This isn't CGI. This is taking a picture from a certain angle.
I know it is.
Certain conditions and getting compressed.
I know it is. The reason why I'm going
let me respond here a quick second. So, T-Guy, on the computer... T-Guy, hold on. On the computer...
Chemo, shut up. Let him talk.
All right.
The reason why I'm going into CGI is I'm proving the point that CGI mimics what cameras see, and that's why a movie that has CGI that is inserted into live action works for us. You can't tell the difference between the CGI bit and the live footage bit, because computers can model what cameras see. And if you take a model of the power lines and they look like the real power lines, then the model is correct. And if they don't look like the real power lines, the model is false. You do a flat Earth model, it doesn't look like the real power lines.
Well,
you do a curved Earth model, and it does look like the real power lines. Game over.
Well,
you're talking about modeling optical illusions, right? CGI.
I can model an optical illusion. Yeah, I mean it's a compression of the camera. You tell your CGI camera. There's a camera in your CGI, right? I don't know if you've done any computer image, you've used Blender or anything, but you tell it, put this camera in the scene with this focal length and this aperture, and it'll show you what the scene will look like. So you can do that for and get your compression, your perspective compression in your CGI, and that model matches what we see.
Let's go back to the bridge then. So where each end of the bridge, Covington and Metairie, north and south ends of the bridge, you're saying they're lower than the middle of the bridge? There's curvature there?
I'm saying that when you take a photograph and you see a curve, that curve is real.
No. I'm not talking about photographs anymore. I'm talking about physical bridge. I'm talking about the physical bridge. No, because we
want to
can't
ignore the evidence I just presented.
Do you want? No, I'm not. I'm trying to get to it. No, I'm not.
Well, you're not addressing it because you said let's not talk about that now.
I asked you a very simple question. Because you're not addressing a very simple question. Now you're cutting me off every time I speak.
Because you're not addressing the point I made.
I did address it. I said it's CGI, but I'm going to get back to it. I'm fine with that. All right. So the physical bridge where it meets the land in Covington on the north side and Metairie on the south side, is that where it meets the land? Is it lower than in the middle of the bridge? In your model, in your CGI model.
Now he just gave you an answer.
Why? What did he say?
He said it wouldn't be.
What do you mean it wouldn't be? It would be horizontal then, or it would be lower?
I mean, I don't know the exact dimensions of this bridge. Maybe the architect had it sloped down towards the end and it goes.
Look at the picture that you're using. Look at your model.
Hey,
it's the middle of the bridge. Well, he's saying he don't know. He's using a picture that clearly shows the middle of the bridge higher.
It's not really relevant. It's what's the shape of the water.
Relevant.
You can see
you're all over the place.
Fine enough. Let him answer. Is the water higher in the middle? In your picture, in your model.
I can see a curve. I'm not going to discuss whether the water is higher or lower. That's all semantics. Because that's semantics about whether
that was the original premise.
You don't want to be held down that the middle of the water has to be higher.
It's not high. It's at water level, so it's not higher.
Sure looks higher in that CGI photo you're presenting.
And you said it's not higher.
Okay, well, that compressed perspective photo you're presenting, the water in the middle appears to be higher. Would you agree?
I'm not sure. I'm not looking at a photo at the moment. Is there some photo we're talking about in particular?
The photo that we were discussing about 5 minutes ago, the one y'all posted of Lake Pontchartrain.
I might be stuck in an hole. You never know.
I mean, I don't want to talk. I'm not particularly interested in whether it's higher or lower. I'm talking about.
You would rather talk about CGI photographs than the actual bridge.
T-Guy, this started with you saying the water that we pour on the floor is higher. Remember?
Higher, yeah.
Remember, right. T-Guy, you said yes, it's higher. You're the only one that said yes, it's higher. But now, in the real world, outside, you're saying it's not higher.
It depends. How you define high.
You brought up Lake Pontchartrain.
Exactly.
If I had a rope and tied one into one side of the lake and the other to the other inside of the lake, and then could draw it taut, and it was a weightless rope, and I can draw it infinitely taut. Yes, it's going to be higher and above the level of that line in the middle. So it is going to be higher if you define it like that. If you define it as a cord,
so the water is higher.
If you define it as a chord, yeah. But if you want to play semantics and then talk about sea level and stuff, it's not higher.
I'm not talking about sea level. I didn't talk about sea level. You brought that up, not me.
It's a chord. It's a chord going across. Yes, it's higher in the middle. Okay, yep, fine.
That's
much geometry.
Higher? How
much higher over 24 miles?
I don't know the answer to that question.
You don't know your model?
I mean, it's the mathematics. I'm not a walking fucking calculator.
Why are you defending
Jesse Kozlowski modeled it for you. You're using it as your proof. You brought Jesse up. You brought the lake up, and you don't know?
No, I brought Jesse up. Actually,
yeah, y'all brought it up, and he's arguing the point. I
don't have to know when I can see from the image that the surface of the water curves, because I can see the pylons on the bridge give you a perspective.
To see it. You can't measure it.
You can
Jesse measured it. Jesse's telling you it's like 28 meters higher in the middle. Do you believe that?
What do you think?
If that's what he measured, that's what it ain't. I say again.
What do you think that he meant by 28 meters higher in the middle? What does that mean? In the middle,
He's saying the water is 28. It might be 22. You have to go look. I'm going by memory. But it's higher in the middle. 28 meters higher in the middle than on each end.
Yep.
Yeah, that's laughable, isn't it? Are you kidding me? That's what y'all believe in.
No. He's saying he doesn't understand the fact that there's relative height, but okay.
Listen. Jesse pulled the rope, okay, with his measuring tools. He made the horizontal, the tangent, or whatever y'all want to call it, from shore to shore, the cord. And then in the middle, He got an elevation change of that
what
water
is a
of like
chord?
20-something meters.
What is a chord, dude? What is a chord? What does that mean?
That's
Who
to
are you
me,
asking?
yeah, you can ask him because that has to do with
chord?
circular geometry.
Yeah, a
I
chord.
say horizontal.
Okay, a chord means going directly through the shape of the earth, but
Right.
we can't do
Horizontal.
that. We can't do that though. We have to go over the.
Well, you can
know.
you can do it. You can do it by taking measurements. If it was a sphere, you could take the measurement of each shoreline, which doesn't make
You
any
could
sense.
not cut a chord through the center of the earth.
It's not an
dumbass.
actual
You don't have to,
chord.
monkey.
It's theoretical chord, and then you can measure up to the center, and that's what he did.
Yes.
That's what
If you
y'all are
do-
trusting. That's what y'all
Yeah.
are arguing for.
And
Yeah,
and you've done
that's
you've
correct.
done the maths to say that 28 meters is false.
What are you talking about?
You said he said it was 28 meters, and then you laughed as if that was impossible, implying you'd done the maths and found that it was wrong.
You're
If
saying,
it's
T-Guy,
28
that water's
meters
piling
in,
up.
if it's 28 meters in the middle higher than on each shore, and the water is piling up in the middle,
Are you insane?
That's called a
then
chord
the water
again.
would flow that way.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Of course, it doesn't flow that way because of fucking gravity. Goes all over. It goes.
Gravity in the
middle.
lake over 12 miles is holding that water that's 28 meters higher than the shoreline that's only 12 miles away from it from
Yeah,
flowing
of
that
course.
way.
Sure.
You have
Well, I mean,
lost your
do the
mind.
maths. If you're some genius, do the maths and show me.
I don't care about the math. It's reality. Water would flow.
Water
No.
does not. Oh,
Yes.
God.
Where would water flow?
God.
Where would it flow? Where would it flow?
You put water on those bridges, they flow on the concrete
No, they don't.
Where would it flow?
to the lower side, to the shoreline.
What is
What are you talking
the
about?
lower side? Well, I'm
The
asking you, what is the
shoreline.
lower
It's
side?
higher in the middle.
You know
Which
the
side?
Nile can't flow up north, right?
Monkey, you're
Why
not
are we
getting
talking about
it.
the Nile now? We're talking about Lake Pontchartrain. 12
You're talking about the same
Wait.
stupidity.
12
So
12
because you
miles
heard
from the
about
center.
the shape of a lake somewhere else, you've obviously fucking adopted
Oh my
the shape
God.
everywhere. Don't
Which
worry
side?
about it.
12 miles.
Which side is
center.
which side is the lower side?
It's your model, buddy. Both sides are saying are
The
equal,
part you're
equal
standing on,
elevation.
It wants
monkey.
28 meter bump
And the
in the
middle is higher.
So, monkey,
If
think
you
of it
are-
like this.
Hang on.
Monkey, think
If
of it
you're
like this.
standing on the north shore and I'm standing on the south, they're saying our feet are horizontal to each other, same elevation. And at the middle of the bridge where the water is higher, the water is 20-something meters higher than our feet, 12
Exactly.
miles
Which
away.
way? Wait. On which side?
Both. Oh my God, bro.
Monkey, stop being silly.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
How is that possible,
Anyway.
monkey?
Anyway.
Yeah, anyway, your model is bunk. Because then what do you do when you go inland 10 miles? Does that drop too? So now the shoreline.
So you're not going to answer me.
I did answer you.
Ask
The
it
middle
again.
is higher.
Okay.
The water would flow to each shoreline. The water
No,
would
it
flow in
doesn't.
all directions. Oh my goodness. You can
That's-
insert gravity
Now-
and math on paper and all that, but this is reality. Your model is bunk.
Oh my
All right.
God! What a
You
child!
can't model.
So
You
in the
cannot
center-
model
What a
it.
child! What a
No,
child!
what a child. I'll tell you what. I'll take a block of clay and I'll model out Lake Pontchartrain and the bridge. You take a block of clay and you model it out,
Hey.
and let's see which water stands where.
Let's see who wins. You take a block of clay and model up Lake Pontchartrain.
Yep,
Please
put
do it.
water in it, put a bridge over it and all that.
Do
And
it.
you
Do
do
it.
the same.
Go. No, I'm not going to. I just want
Oh,
to.
why not? Because your model is bunk.
You're forgetting one
You
thing right
can't
here.
model it. That's why.
You're
It's
forgetting one
bunk.
thing,
It
mate.
doesn't work.
Oh,
I wonder if you're telling the truth there, Akia.
Say that again?
I wonder if you're telling the truth.
And if I'm telling the truth,
remember?
Yeah.
The lake's 14 foot deep where they cut a canal for the big boat. I bring my boat in there. What are y'all talking about?
I don't know if I
The
believe
average
you.
depth is 8 feet. It's 14 to 16 foot going towards the Chafunky River. I forget what river is on the north
what
shore
the
there.
fuck?
And then it goes into Lake Marpol, which goes into Blind River and Amite River. I live on the Amite River.
Damn, this. All right, you obviously live there because you're saying some weird ass names.
Yeah,
and it's like some Cajun shit.
I-55 is on the west side. That's the bridge that he's standing on when he shoots that power line shot. He has to get on the shoulder to shoot that power line shot. There's also a railroad trestle there that's also horizontal, and that's where the floodwaters from the overflow from the Mississippi, called the spillway, they have locks to control it. That's where the cold water enters on the west side and flows to the east, which flows into the Mississippi Delta, which goes into the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, congratulations, you've got knowledge of the geography. But why is it that when we do the CGI modeling and use a flat model, it doesn't mimic what we see with the photographs, but if I use a spherical model, it mimics what I see with the photographs? Why is that?
Well, maybe look at your source. Maybe look at what he actually modeled, which was just the arc of the bridge, right? And then, okay, fine. It showed every elevation change. It showed, when you model that picture that shows that really steep part that's 8 miles away, that boats go under, it's not that steep.
It is when it's compressed with the
when it's compressed and manipulated. Yeah, it is.
No, it's when you take a photo on a high zoom, it looks very compressed, like looking down a pure.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Congratulations, you got a slight arc in the bridge because that's where they built it. Then you compress it, it makes it look like a huge curve. You don't have that in reality. Welcome to reality. It's not curving.
It's surprising the way it looks, isn't it? Yeah, it is very surprising the way it looks. I was surprised when I first saw it.
Yeah, you're talking about looking, seeing, not measuring. Yeah.
That's the way it looks. And when you
model
it,
24 miles.
When you model it in a CGI situation, that's also how it looks. That is because CGI can
Keep fighting for your bunk model, sir. You sound ridiculous. You don't know
CGI can model what cameras see, and that's why it matches.
You don't know what you're talking about. You're just trusting people you don't know.
Stop shouting.
Places you've never been.
Talking with the functionally retarded is stupid.
Yeah, I mean, if the reason why I have confidence
is that what I heard?
Oh, here come the ad homs now because you don't understand
why
your
you have
model.
to attack me because your model is bunk.
Yeah, I have confidence.
I tried to ask you some shit, David.
Go ahead. I'll be happy to answer your questions.
I'm just going to say why I have confidence is because the CGI model matches the picture.
You hear what you're saying, right? The CGI, right? Computer-generated imaging matches a compressed perspective picture taken at a certain angle over atmospheric conditions that are affecting 24 miles shot.
Exactly.
You're ridiculous, sir.
Laughable.
You're ridiculous.
The point being that the point being, if you make that model on a flat Earth, it doesn't match the picture.
We don't live on a model. If you go out to the site, which is a horizontal plane.
Let Ricky talk whenever he wants.
Yeah, thanks, Kurt. I'm glad you're a mod now. You're doing a great job.
We don't live in a model.
Idiot that doesn't know up and down. Shut your fucking retarded mouth, you clown.
We can model photography, and that does work. That's the reason why movies can be made. As I'll say again, you can mix CGI
about fake movies now, right?
Yes, we can. Well, when you watch a movie that some of it's filmed in reality as live action, and they insert a CGI thing into it, you can't tell the difference. That is because we have developed computer technology to the point where we can model what a camera sees. And if you do the model correctly, then you've proved what you're seeing in real life. If you model a flat thing and it doesn't match reality, then you prove that the model you've done is incorrect.
He drove over the bridge.
Yes, so just ignore my point. Okay, just ignore my point.
The shape of the bridge.
I didn't say it.
The bridge is an arc with different elevation changes. It matches the bridge. The water is not curving, sir.
Let him speak, Rakia. Don't stop. Don't start.
Yeah, Rakia, why don't you let him speak? He let you speak several times.
I let him speak for 5 minutes. I didn't say a word. He ran on and on about
CGI. You're a liar, Rakia. You're a liar and a fool.
Keep going. Keep going.
And you're a living stool sample as well.
Listen to Kurt, and you laugh at that, and y'all laugh at that. That's what y'all laugh at.
It's good.
You laugh at that. Who are you? Who am I talking to?
Monkey say.
I don't know who laughed at that, but I laughed at that.
Who laughed at that?
Right, TT guy is my name.
Yeah, you're laughing at what Curve is saying about me?
Why
you're
not?
a piece of crap, sir, just like him if you are.
But you ignored my point and then tried to change the goalpost.
I will not ignore any point.
I like
Well,
to
You
observe.
use CGI. You use CGI, computer-generated images, to model a compressed perspective image.
Yeah, and it matched the
Congratulations.
compressed, and it matched the.
Right.
The point is, it matched the compressed image, and a flat Earth model did not match it. So that tells you that the curve is true.
Dude,
The
take
bridge is
notice of
arch,
the
you Momo.
incredulity. Take notice.
The
See,
bridge is
he's
lower on
incredulous,
each end
therefore
and higher in the
it's
middle.
false.
What
So
bridge
again,
do you
He
know of?
doesn't understand it.
What bridge
He's
do you know of
perplexed
that's
by
not
it.
an arc?
What
Name
bridge
one.
He
do
can
you
just
know
simply
of that's
cast
not
it
an
out,
arc?
and it's
What
false.
the fuck?
It's lower on each end than it is in the middle.
How
It
much
has
lower
other,
is each
What
like
are you
16
talking
feet.
about, dude?
He's a
It's
moron.
16 feet
You
above the water.
cannot know what he's talking about.
Okay, it's 16 feet above the water at all points, or except for the humps?
Except for the humps. Yeah, it's relatively close to 16.
Okay, so it's not lower at one end than at the
Yes,
other
it's
end.
lower on each end. It goes to 16 to 0. Sea level. It actually goes below sea level.
He's a relative
New
moron.
Orleans is
He's
below
an
sea level.
The bridge
abject
goes below sea
moron.
level.
He's
Wow.
a complete and utter
Yeah,
moron.
here's
So the
Curve
bridge goes
adding
below
nothing to the
sea level.
conversation, attacking the man instead of the argument. That's
Bitch,
because
I
y'all's
understand the
argument is
fucking
crap.
conversation. You're the retard that doesn't understand up and down.
You're the retard who thinks water 12 miles away that's 28 meters higher than the shoreline is
It's
not flowing to the
higher,
shoreline.
not higher in elevation.
Oh,
You're
it's not?
using shitty terms here
It's
because
higher,
you're a
right?
fucking retarded cunt.
Is it higher?
True.
Jesse Kozlowski says it's higher.
Higher relative to what? A horizontal
To each
or
shoreline.
to elevation?
Higher than the shoreline.
Rocky,
The shoreline
take
is
some red
are
pills.
level with
If the
each other.
shoreline is 0, the middle at 12 miles, the water would be 28 meters higher.
No, it'd be 0.
No, you're a
Yes.
moron.
That's not how that works.
You just proved it. You're
That's
so
what your model
stupid.
said. That's what Jesse says.
No, it's not. You
He doesn't?
are illiterate.
What does
You
Jesse
cannot
say
read
then?
with comprehension. You cannot conduct yourself with any modicum of intelligence whatsoever.
What does Jesse
Because
say?
you don't possess it.
Jesse
You're a mom.
Jesse drew a cord
Rakia,
from
an
shoreline to
absolute
shoreline,
fucking
24
mom.
miles,
Hallelujah.
and came up with the middle being 28 meters
Hallelujah.
higher. So
Thank
y'all
God
just
for
like
the
people
ignorance that
attacking
he
the
has
person.
bestowed upon you, sir.
Right, exactly.
Free
Another attack on the
entertainment,
personal
bro.
level.
No need to pay for Netflix.
Yep. You can just come here and listen to Curve attack people.
No, I just come
I'm
here
not
And
to
laugh
be
at
busy
it.
like you're
And
here.
laugh at it and
Fucking
think it's funny.
wrong. You mong. You're
How
wrong.
am I wrong? Tell me
Tell
how
you
I'm
why
wrong.
you're
Then.
wrong.
So you're not going to tell everybody how I'm wrong?
You fucking retard. That's what I've been doing. Don't act like
No,
I
you haven't.
haven't.
You haven't mentioned
You-
one thing about it being
He's
28
told
meters
you
and why.
everything you're doing wrong. Everything.
He just told it. He didn't say anything else. He just said I'm wrong.
That's what's
He didn't
saying.
prove
Tell me
any
what
of it.
I'm doing wrong. Well, he
Tell-
just told it. He just said it.
Yeah, you just said it.
What do you
didn't-
want? A
you didn't-
picture?
No,
Do I
I
have
want
to
you
draw
to
it?
explain
You need
it.
it in color?
Explanation.
What
Explain
the
it.
fuck do you want?
How
Do,
can
do I have to explain it in tap dance for you?
No, just explain it how Jesse
You are
explained it.
so fucking stupid.
Yeah, y'all think this is funny because y'all love Curve Boy. That's
It's
y'all's
not
idol.
funny.
No,
It's
that's
pathetic,
our idol.
Rakia.
No,
You're
it's
a
pathetic that you want to
David.
explain it.
allegedly.
That you're
David.
just
How
now
can you be
keep
this
on
fucking
attacking
dumb?
me personally without explaining
David.
I'm not attacking
David.
you. You're dumb.
I don't care what you think.
All right. Well, tell us what you think, David.
I
That
already
doesn't
have.
make you smart. It doesn't make you not
I didn't say
stupid.
it did.
It doesn't
I didn't
help
say
you
it did.
understand anything.
Never said it did.
You
said
don't
you already
understand
told
this,
us what
Rakia.
you believe, but you did not.
No, I told you what y'all's guys, the people y'all are fighting for, said the model did. It's higher in the middle than each shoreline.
Oh my god. Oh
Is it
my
not?
god.
Is it horizontal?
Oh my god, man. You don't get it. You don't just get it, man.
Listen to these
Bruh,
guys. Y'all have
bruh,
nothing.
bruh.
I hope everyone hears this. Y'all have nothing. No rebuttal. Y'all just attack the person.
God damn, man. We don't
Y'all are triggered.
And how flat works, you probably
Listen to y'all.
Hold on. There's a lot of Scandinavian people talking right now. Holy shit.
They're not talking. They're just attacking the person. It's all y'all got. Don't
All
you
right.
see it?
No, we don't see it. Tell us.
You don't see them attacking someone and not attacking the argument? then you're the problem.
Okay.
Alright, man, it's fine.
Yeah, they're still laughing about nothing. Nothing. Y'all have nothing. Y'all have not said one thing about the argument. Y'all just brought it up like it was some gotcha. Lake Pontchartrain is curving. I see it in a picture.
Shut the.
I'm not lying. Y'all brought it up.
Alright, calm down, dude. Jesus Christ.
Moron.
This is personal for me, brother. They're attacking me and my family, doxing me and my wife and my children, threatening my life.
Wait. Who's
This is
doxing you?
personal.
Who's
Jesus,
doxing
man.
you? No, hold on. Who's doxing you, dude? People
Why
are.
are you worried about that? I got it taken care of. Don't worry about it.
He doxed himself.
No, I didn't. I never once told you my wife's name.
I never said anything about that either. Well, I mean, what the fuck?
Yesterday on this server, my wife's name was used. Why do you think that is, Curved?
Bro,
Why do you think that is,
for you,
buddy?
mate. You need
You
a break.
think they're doxing me?
Rocky, take a break.
Y'all,
It's too
piece of
stressful for you.
crap. No, this is personal. Y'all want to know why I'm fired up? Because this is personal. This ain't going away.
Okay, David.
Curve, let me ask him straight up. Curve, did you dox his wife?
Curve did not do it. I never said Curve did. I said someone on this server.
Okay. Well, I
This
don't
is
know.
the server that y'all love and trust. These are the people. Curve wished death on me yesterday. Curve, did you wish death on me?
Not as much as I do today.
Did you explicitly say, I hope you die?
I wish you would die.
Did you wish this on me? Oh, no.
Yeah, y'all hear that?
Hold on.
Hey, buddy, this is the people you trust. This is the people you listen to.
David, you just said some people. I'm saying you said here yesterday somebody had told on your family or whatever, and that's fucked up. Like I would not agree with that. But was it Curve?
You agree with what Curve's doing right now?
No, I'm asking you. Do you think it was Curve?
100% said it wasn't Curve.
Well, then who do you think? Then what do you want? What are you asking about?
Did you just not hear Curve with
retribution? He's asking for justice.
You heard me respond to your stupid, silly, pussy-ass question.
Listen to that guy laugh.
Whining
Listen
about
at him.
it.
Y'all are sick, man. Y'all have a problem. And if you're following them, you're part of the problem.
Oh my God, listen to him. What's wrong with you, Rakia? Seriously, what's wrong with you? Has your God forsaken you yet again, Rakia?
What's your issue with Rakia? Is it because he's taken away your spherical, trigonometry, your geometry, all of that? I mean, you cannot take these things personally.
He's a screaming mom.
No, you cannot take what we do, what Rakia does, or what any of the flat earthers do as personally. Okay? Because simply what we're trying to do is help you understand that you've been lied to. Now, Rakia, they will attack. I understood this, that they haven't, because the reason why they do it is because they can't do it to NASA, they can't go to the scientists, they can't go to their teacher that told them the lie and say, hey teacher, why did you lie to me? So what they do is they turn around and they take it out on us. And we've had to
is there going to be a limit to this fucking monologue here?
Hey, teacher, it's flat.
Leave those kids alone.
Spurs, you need to advise Rakia to take a break. He's getting too worked up and emotional.
Well, he seems to be invested into something, but I don't know.
Yeah, guys, stop simping for him, okay?
Look, guys, there's nothing different from when Lemon, Witsit, any of these guys come in. They have to face 4 or 5 ball earthers all at once instead of having a nice discussion back and forth. They've got to fight their way through.
When it gets too much for him, yes, but when it gets too much for him, he's got to take a break, right?
This isn't too much for me.
He's not going to listen to anyone but you. He's getting really emotional. And
I'm not emotional. This is personal.
You seem kind of emotional, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm an emotional guy. Yeah, when my family's attacked, when I'm attacked personally, I'm going to fight back. I'm going to lash out.
So why do you feel like people are attacking you?
He's winding up again.
What are you talking about?
Your mother was a hamster and your father smells of elderberries.
Yeah, people are saying some stupid shit, but why do you feel like people are attacking you?
Rocky, you got to understand, I'm just trying to look out for you, mate. I'm just trying to look out for you, Rocky.
No, I'm all good. I'm at work. I got 2 crews going today. It's a blessed day.
No. Man, you might scare those customers. Fuck up, man.
What are you talking about? All my crews are flat earthers. They know. The truck driver, the concrete driver right now is a flat earther. What's the problem?
So even an echo chamber.
So
in
you're
real
surrounded by
life,
dirt.
No, they come
You're
from my
surrounded
hood.
by dirt. It's not good for your mental health, mate. Come on.
Yeah, whatever.
Don't disagree with the retarded
I'm
boss.
good.
But anyway, why do you feel like people are out to get you, dude?
No one's out to get me.
Who pays your
Oh,
workers
some of us
checks,
want him
mate?
dead.
Okay.
I don't fear any man.
I don't say you fear. I'm not saying you fear anyone, but you seem like you think everyone's out to get you or something.
No, I'm just showing you, because you seem reasonable, who you're dealing with. These are ugly, toxic people. This is what they do. They attack the man and not the argument. I'm showing you how you're toxic.
I'm listening.
Well, what's your opinion on
You hear
Monkey?
him, right?
Monkey, what's
you're
your
just gonna
opinion on
upset
that?
people.
What's your
You
opinion
hear
on people
Curve
that
wishing death on people?
attack the person, not the argument, Monkey? Is that an element that should happen? Should we attack the individual and not the argument? What do you think, Monkey?
Oh, I think you're full of shit.
Well, how do you
That's
get
what-
through to the individual when they don't listen to logic?
Should we?
Should we attack people who are not involved?
No,
We
if
should
there's an
attack
argument, if there's an argument on the table,
videos. We should attack them. We should attack people that present doctored videos like you, Kimo.
you should attack the argument, right?
Yeah, I think. Well, I think you're full of shit, Kimo. I mean, I'll say that, but
well, that's what we
You
think
have
about.
zero integrity, Kimo, because you present falsified videos. You present fake videos.
We think that the same thing about you guys. You have videos
you
that
have to-
are fraudulent.
Of course,
You have videos
of
that are
course.
false. You have videos
Well,
that
which
don't represent
ones?
reality.
Which ones?
Well, every video from NASA that shows the Earth is fake
Every video from NASA that shows the Earth is
because it
okay.
violates what science tells us it can do. You cannot have a vacuum without a container.
It does
we know
not.
that to be true. We know you can have
It
gas
does
pressure
not.
without a vacuum. We know that to
I
be
you can
true.
dismiss
believe that. You can believe
Kimo,
that.
isn't there an
It's fine.
explanation for that? Isn't there a presented explanation?
There
for
are
the
there are
vacuum?
explanations. Yeah, that's part of your model. But we don't live in a
Well, you
model.
said you
We live
can't
in
have it, and
reality.
science says you can't, but there seems like science says you can.
No, there's no tests or experiments to show this.
Of course there is.
There's an idea, the concept that this is what happens in the model, but we don't live on a model because we can't replicate that in reality.
Stop saying model in a weird way. You said model.
That doesn't make it. Yeah, when you say
No one,
things in a
no one
stupid way, it
claims
doesn't
we
make
live
it
on a
any less
model,
stupid.
Spurs.
Because it is
That's
silly.
That's
A
your
model, you
misunderstanding.
live on a model. How do you live on a model? We live in reality.
Yeah,
Yes.
we don't live on a model.
And we
live in reality.
and we create
A model
models
is
that
a representation.
So in
describe
reality, you cannot show in reality gas pressure without a container. You cannot show gas pressure.
Yeah,
next to a
yeah,
vacuum.
you've been on that.
Yes.
You've been on that
Yes,
for like
they can.
6 months now.
And we can show gas pressure
We
without a
can.
container.
Yes,
Absolutely.
gas pressure with a container is shown.
How have you shown that?
You just can't see it.
If
You say, look in the
after
sky.
'em, you should be banned.
By showing gas pressure without a container. Bro.
Yeah, how have you shown
Exactly.
What's
Look
the
at the sky,
experiment?
dude.
If you can't see it, we can't tell you.
that? There you
Well, in
go.
the centrifuge, you can have an open container with a vacuum on one side and high pressure on the inside with the centrifuge. There you go.
So that's when we say NASA show us fraudulent
You
images
won't understand,
and fraudulent
Spurs.
footage. Because
Well,
what
how
they're
can you
showing is about
Explain to
rockets
people
and
that don't
satellites.
understand up and down.
No, you don't
Jesus
understand up
Christ.
and down because you say there is no direction. Everything is towards
No,
the
you're
center of
saying
an imaginary
you're
ball.
saying we. By saying we don't live on a model shows you don't understand.
Yeah, I don't understand how you think we live in a model.
Do you get that?
No,
We never said we
see,
lived
you
in a
don't
model.
understand.
I don't get
So
how
you
you
don't
think we
understand.
live in a model with a certain height.
We didn't say
that's
that.
that's
away
my point.
and an Earth that's
That's
moving.
my point. You,
I don't get
we
that.
don't
No.
think that, and you don't understand that.
No, just show it. Demonstrate.
Show
it.
what?
Science.
Well, I mean, I just
Show what? That we live on a model?
I mean,
Show
say
that
for
we
example,
don't
you
live
said
on a
this
model,
in a
I
different
think.
language,
Is that
and I
it?
didn't understand. I wouldn't need to know the language. Just show
I
the
don't.
experiment.
I don't understand, Kurt.
Experiments are in any
think we
language.
should
You
play
can take an
music.
experiment to China,
Jesus
to Russia,
Christ.
to France, to America, anywhere in the world, and that experiment will speak to that person and give them information.
Who here can teach up and down to Rakia?
I might have a meme for that.
You just want to attack the individual. Again, it's
You can't see it. It's electric. Boogie, woogie,
How is
woogie.
it an attack when I'm looking for someone who can help him?
You can feel it.
Well, I mean, up and down. Is there really? I mean, an up and down. Is it? Is there a universal up, a universal down? What do you mean by up and down? Your up and down curve is different to regular people.
Legit monkey rage.
I mean, your down is towards the center of something. Someone on a basketball, if it's on a basket, is it also down towards the center of the basketball? That towards.
I wonder how long it's going to take that jackass to realize that I'm not listening to anything that he fucking says.
No, we're just pondering. Look, we always ponder what the globe Earthers say and how they think. And
you can't ponder, Kimo.
Could you spend 20 hours watching Sesame Street? It might help you with this near-far problem.
We did see Sesame Street. I uploaded something to my channel. It said the globe is fiction and rockets are fiction. That's what they teach on Sesame Street. That the globe is in the fiction. It's just a story, a made-up story.
Sesame Street, like near and far. Let's work on that.
That's what they said in Sesame Street. That this is a made-up story, and it's in the fiction section. I'll post it for you so you can see. They're even teaching children now the truth about the globe is fiction.
No, you still got to work on the near
far from last night. Your pants were on fire last night, Chemo. 4 own goals, 4 lies in an hour. Good catching you out. Fuck, it's immortalised.
Yeah, we have no need to lie. I mean, again, all we're doing is asking questions.
Well, why'd you lie then? If you got no need to lie, why'd you post a fraudulent video then?
How can you lie if you're asking questions?
Well, no, you posted a fraudulent video. That's a lie. You posted a fraudulent video.
What was the fraudulent video?
You know, Spurs, you're not going to be able to live that down, mate. Too many Aussies here, mate. You're not going to ever live that down.
You know exactly what we're talking about, Kim. You were talking about it for about 3 hours, about 20 hours ago.
Which video?
Everyone else was talking about it, BT.
It was, yeah, I know. It was in this venue.
It was done in 10 minutes, but everyone dragged it out.
What was the video about?
Blue Origin.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Oh, he's pretending not to know that he got shafted and debunked us severely. He's pretending to have forgotten about it. Well done, Chemo. Yep. Stay in character. Well done.
Debunked about what exactly?
Well done, Chemo.
Yeah, well done. Yep. Pretend not to know about it. Yep.
You're the one that Walter Bislin asked for the lens correction on, you mean?
Anton.
Hey, Spurs, did you end up going through your history to find out where you got your video from?
Yes, we found the original it was from...
No, the one...
From Walter Bislin.
That's not the original.
That's not the original.
Not the original, the one you posted.
The fraudulent one that you posted. The liar pants.
Do you think
the one you posted? The one you posted with the altitude meter counter on it. I think it said altitude meter, didn't it?
And the severe cropping of the top and bottom.
You forgot again, did you, Spurs?
Aww.
Where's he gone? Oh, poor Spursy Worthy.
You do a runner.
Well,
I don't know.
What was fraudulent about that video, though?
I didn't say anything about it being fraudulent, mate. I was asking you if you know where you got it from.
Yes, but we're being told it was fraudulent when Walter Bislin did the
lens correction. We're asking where did you find it?
Don't worry about it being fraudulent, mate. Where did you get your copy that you posted?
I can't remember where that one was.
Yeah, you still can't remember. Yeah.
No, but we did find the original at the end, though, where it actually came from.
The original that was reversed.
Yeah, I know that original of reverse.
We already know your video was dodgy. We already know that. You don't have to keep reminding us. It's fine.
We know it came from Blue Origin. Then Walter Bislin did a proper removal of the.
Yeah, here you go. He will give you the details.
So it was Walter Bislin who reversed the video initially, right?
Well, I don't know whether he did that.
You don't know that, no, because you don't do your research. That was the point.
And your mate took that reversed video and pretended it wasn't reversed and did some shenanigans, but you can't remember.
How can you pretend it's in? How can you pretend?
But you can't remember.
Reverse?
Well, I saw a little clip from the World of Blizzard one, and it had a text at the bottom saying "reverse video."
Yeah.
It wasn't there was a caption, I believe I saw briefly. I didn't watch the entire 4 hours.
Oh, you mean you wouldn't know it was in reverse unless it said reverse?
Well, see, if someone's trying to pull the wool over your eyes, they wouldn't put a caption down the bottom saying
Happy
reverse
picked it.
video.
Happy picked it as reversed, and
Sorry, I
then
didn't
further
realise
investigation showed that he was right.
Reverse without saying reverse. We didn't know Globers was
Happy picked it that it was reversed. It was done in 10 minutes.
Reality. So what was doctored? Who doctored the video? Oh yeah, Walter Bislin. So what
Gone
was
in
the lie?
600
Oh yeah,
seconds,
there was
mate.
no light. So what's the problem? Oh yeah, no problem. Okay, so we corrected the fisheye lens. No curvature. What's the problem? Oh yeah, no problem. We're just dealing now with zealot.
You see,
yes? You're holding on to your old paradigm. Yes.
See, when you correct for fisheye, you ask what camera was filming it, and you figure out what the degree of fisheye was, and then you plug that into
So we've gone from accusation to
program
conversation.
that removes the fisheye. You don't remove the fisheye until the horizon goes flat. That is not how you do it. That's what you did, or the person you stole it off did. They removed the fisheye until it went horizontal. That's not how it's done.
From accusation to conversation. If
you want to remove the fisheye, you put in the lens, the information about the lens that you were using to video it.
Look,
otherwise, you just you can de-fisheye until it's a concave Earth.
Look, there's no deception here. It shows the Earth as it is. No.
How do you know? Were you there? Were you there, Schemo? Were you
there? Was I there? Where? Where there?
Were you in the Blue Origin rocket at the time?
I wasn't there. No. Why would they?
Well, then how do you know you've removed it to the degree? Well, how do you know how much fisheye you needed to remove then?
I'm sure they know what they're doing.
How did you know how much fisheye to remove if you weren't there? What's happened to chemo?
No. Pants are on fire.
Okay, so where were we? So look, again, these things you've got to have a level of trust.
How do you know how much fisheye to remove if you weren't there?
I don't know, do I?
Well, then how did you remove it then? If you don't know, what setting to put on there?
What are you talking? That's what we see in reality.
If you weren't there, you couldn't see it in reality.
Oh my goodness! If you go to the beach,
you just said you weren't on the rocket ship, so you didn't see it in reality, did you?
Have you ever been in an aeroplane or onto the beach?
You weren't in the rocket ship, so you couldn't see it in reality, so you wouldn't know how much fisheye to remove.
No, I'm saying he was showing what we see in reality.
Who was?
That video.
But he wasn't there to know how much fisheye to remove, so he didn't remove the fisheye to the degree that we now have reality, that what the human eye would see. If he wasn't there, he wouldn't know how much to remove.
Making sense.
Are we really doing this again?
Correction. You correct
whereas
the
Bislin,
Are we really doing this again?
Well, I wasn't there. I suppose what you're doing. This is getting boring because this has happened before, has it? Yep. I hear you.
It does get boring because again, all this is look, all we're doing is allowing the freak out, the spiraling, the imploding to happen, so we can build you back up, so we can help you focus and get you back on track. Rakia, this has to happen. If they don't attack, if they don't release all this tension that's within, then they're gonna break. They're gonna do something terrible to themselves, and we don't want to see suicide all over the world. We want to see happy people who are, flourishing in life, right? And Rakia, unfortunately,
that's right, Spurs. I tried to help Rakia. I told him to take a break. He's done that, and it's a happier time now.
I'm at work. I didn't listen to you. I don't need you. I'm at work. I'm working, pouring out.
All right, good. Well, it's a good thing you took a break anyway.
Yeah, y'all don't need to help anybody. Y'all, something wrong with y'all, man.
That's okay.
Y'all think it's everybody else's fault.
Put your flat earth friends on the phone. I want to talk.
I appreciate your gratification, mate.
You want to talk to him? Hang on, I'll ask him. Hey, Randy, yell it out. What shape is the Earth? Do it in Spanish. Yeah, you hear that?
Yeah, there you go,
I don't speak Spanish.
Las tierras planas. The Earth is flat.
You see, there it is, lads, and they are.
Ask her how flat.
That's a man. It's not a woman. That's a hard-working Honduras man.
I'm sorry.
Works every day, 6 days a week to feed.
He
his
sounded
family.
distant.
Yeah, he knows the truth. Yeah, he's working.
What's
He's
with the
pulling cranky
racist
right now.
labeling?
I knew Curve was
I'm not ready. There's not a
I
racist
knew
bone in my
that was
body.
happening.
Apparently you are.
Yeah, apparently you have to project.
I didn't call him Honduran. He's a man to me. To you, he's less than a white American, I guess.
Curve, come on, what is wrong with you today? There's definitely a bonnet, or bee in the bonnet, or something. Ants in the pants,
Tell
right?
that fucking pathetic cunt to quit talking to me.
Goodness. Right, so where were we?
What do you mean talk to you? You approached me, Curve. You're a piece of crap, man.
I was not talking about you in that instance. I was talking to the fucking psychopath that should be in fucking jail.
In answer to your question,
So if we get locked up, they won't let us out. If we get locked up.
Where we are, Kimo, we're at the point where you were explaining how you knew how much curve to remove if you weren't there on the rocket ship. Just to see what reality looked like from the rocket ship.
No, all you do is remove the fisheye lens. Very simple.
How do you know how much to remove?
What do you mean how much? You just remove the fisheye lens.
Have you ever used a defishing program?
No.
Have you ever used a defisher?
No.
Well, then you're speaking from a position of ignorance because you have to put in a parameter to say how much you're going to remove. And if you know what the lens... Sorry?
Oh, so we are doing this again.
How do you know all of this, TT guy?
Because I've used a defisher.
Have you when?
When I've done video editing.
All right, give us a look. Let's see what you've done.
Well, funny enough, I did it.
Busted, exposed, or what? How long did that take? See?
Aren't you going to pick him up on his expertise in CGI there, Spurs?
Busted. So look, T-Guy, we know that you guys have fantastic stories about where we live.
You have to put a parameter in the defish, and you have to know what parameter to put in there. You need to know what lens the thing was taken with. And if you don't know that lens, then you're just making shit up. You can put whatever parameter you want in there, and you can remove fisheye until your cows go home, make it concave. You can put a parameter in that makes it even worse fisheye and make it even more curved. But if you don't know what
CGI, Spurs.
Yep. If you don't know what parameter to put in there, then you weren't there, you don't know what the lens was used, then you're just talking out your ass.
Like your CGI you created over Lake Pontchartrain? Is that what you're talking about?
I didn't create CGI for Lake Pontchartrain.
That's
someone
how
else
you
did.
explained it. Oh, someone else did it.
we all know and love.
So like the CGI that someone else created over Lake Pontchartrain.
Can you explain the point I made about the CGI just to so you understand?
I can explain you brought up CGI to try and prove that the bridge is curving.
But you can't explain the reasoning I was using, can you?
Were you there?
Can you explain the reasoning?
He can't explain it because he wasn't there. Were you there at the Lake Pontchartrain? Have you ever been there? Then how can you?
No, I have not been there.
Why are you fighting for it then?
Because I've seen the photographs and I've seen when someone modeled the
photographs.
Were you there?
Chemo's seen the photographs. He's seen it.
Yeah.
No. Was he there at Lake Pontchartrain? Were you there, T-Guy?
Chemo was not there to know what parameter to put in the thing.
Have you ever been to Lake Pontchartrain to know how things are going on, how optically it's affected? Have you ever been there once?
We're talking about two different things. Do you want to talk about Lake Pontchartrain or do you want to talk about the defishing?
We want to talk about you saying that you have to be there to know what's going on, as in you're talking about something that's going on in Lake Pontchartrain.
I never said
you've never even been there.
I never said I had to be
Not only were you not there when the photo was taken, you've never been there ever.
I never said I had to be at Lake
You don't even know if that bridge exists.
I never said I had to be there.
Off topic.
Yeah, but you said if I wasn't there, then I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you just said Chemo needed to be there, or you can't talk about it.
Because he said he adjusted it till it looked like reality. He said he adjusted, defished it until he looked like reality.
Calm down, T-Guy. Look, T-Guy is spiraling. Tell T-Guy to calm down a little bit now. Look, he's losing control.
Hey, look here.
TT guy.
Yeah.
Go for it, mate.
And look here. Stop interrupting him.
The difference is, Chemo said he adjusted it until it looked like reality. He said he was there. It was his claim. I'm just pointing out the inconsistency in that. Now, can you explain back to me what the point I was making about the CGI and Lake Pontchartrain?
Look, TT guy, right?
I didn't ask you.
Look, I think the better question. I think the better question to TT guy would be: if it was fake, what CGI would they employ to make it so?
Yeah, perhaps.
The right.
I mean,
one.
I think it's
how
interesting
this
that
man was. This man needs help, not
there's
more.
there is a
you don't need
there's
more.
a 3D model. There's a 3D model of the Lake Pontchartrain.
That's
scene,
the last thing you don't need.
And
any
there's a
more
3D model
in your
done on
head,
a flat
TJ.
Earth.
But how
There's
could they
two-
fake it, TT? How could they fake it with CGI? What CGI could they use to fake it?
I guess they could use they could use the curved model to fake it. Then it would look like the curved, the picture we saw. Yep. Is that? I guess that's the point you're getting at.
There you go. There you go. All sorted.
Thank you.
He's freaking
Next
out.
subject, please.
Yeah, it's funny how you pick the curve model that looks like the actual photo. When you pick the non-curve model,
let's talk about fraudulent footage, because that's what you were just talking about. So what we're saying is that everything that NASA produces from space is a fraud. There is no way anybody can verify that they've been above that Kármán line at 300,000 feet, I think it was, and looked down at the Earth.
Yes, they can, Chemo, because we can take
prove
photos.
It. Provide it now.
Space.
Prove it.
We
Give
can
the link right now.
We can have photos from space that match ground-based observations.
No. Show the rocket leaving the Kármán line and then looking at the Earth, getting smaller and smaller.
Again?
No, you show a little dot, Moya. That could be anything. We want to see it actually leaving the Earth.
Oh, so you want to
What country's coming from?
Because T-Guy, the higher you go, the further you see, right? So what we're saying is that
hypothetically, Chemo, I did show you that. I showed you pale blue dot. Hypothetically, if I were to show you this, you would just say it's fake.
No, that dot. So, for example, we need to see now you move towards that dot, and the dot get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
And if we showed you that video, which I don't think exists, but what would
Is he breaking up?
you would say you can't verify it, right?
Well, you can't just show a little dot and expect people to believe.
No, I understand, but if we showed it like we show you all the time, the whole Earth, which is taken from a distance, and you say that's not real. So, what are we to do? There's nothing we could.
Yeah, what we can do is that show the higher you go. So when you leave from the ground like a normal rocket, you go up and up and up. That you don't. So like now, if that rocket here was real, it would go up and then you would not see land. But on a flat Earth, you always see land. You can't get away from the land if you look straight forward. And Paul yesterday was saying, "Oh, you got to look down." But no, you don't. If you just look straight ahead, forward, forever.
Well, what's your field of view?
You're just looking straight ahead.
No, what's your field of view? You must know these terms by now.
Yeah, of course. I'm just saying.
What is your field of view? And we can decide how high you have to go and whether there's a possible mission that does this.
Funnily enough, I did some research into this yesterday. Haha, I call it research, but just assuming a 60-degree field of view up and, top to bottom. If your view is horizontal, straight out level in front of you, to get to where 30 degrees would remove the Earth from your field of view there. I got a drop of it's a 30.27 degree drop, I believe, at something like 625 miles altitude.
Of course, it's not a position they're ever going to put a camera in because it's stupid. But
so at some point, you should not see land, but we've always seen land, which should tell you globe earthers.
He's going to ignore everything I just fucking
No. I hear
said.
what you said. I'm just saying, if that's what you could show, you get to a certain height and then the Earth would fall away. That's what we're looking for. That never happens. That one point.
And if we did that, you would accept this video. You would say,
I would accept. Yeah, if we see, that's what we've been looking for, Moya.
No drop down to 10, 15, 20 degrees.
How can you say, would you accept it, when that's what we've been looking for the whole time? We've been saying, why doesn't the Earth drop away the higher you go?
No, that's your particular beef. That's not most flat earthers' beef.
No, because that's because most people have, they ask different things. They're trying to make it more complicated and technical than it needs to be.
Say we. This is about you.
No. Like I said, I've decided that all of this, because what happens is, even if you bring someone who's got the most technical, vernacular here, you guys say, well, it's just word salad. So if you bring it back to the basics, very, very simple things, pictures, and if, like I said earlier on, if it's not curving, what shape is it? You basically said it's all flat. We all agreed. These are very, very simple things. Now, the next simple thing is if you go higher, you should see the Earth start to drop away. And if that doesn't happen,
it is word salad. You could even write a rap song about it.
No. I'm just saying that's what when Lemon comes in, you'll say, well, that's all word salad. When he's making perfect sense.
1 minute to the hour, there's a video in there that asks exactly what you want.
So it doesn't matter who.
So you're saying any flat earther that comes in here talks word salad.
It doesn't matter who's in the hot seat, right? Yous will look for a way to discredit that person. It doesn't matter who it is, right? They could be very impressive or not so impressive. It doesn't matter. You will find.
Have I ever discredited you, Spurs?
Because, like I said, I see you guys in a different way, slightly, because you guys are going through trauma. I've always told you this, yes, and we're here to guide you through the process of the transition of globe to flat.
Chemo, will you address the video that's been posted? You asked for a video that shows the rocket launch going to the Kármán line. Will you address that video? Or you just pretend it didn't exist?
This from Scott, yeah?
From Chemo's last working brain cell is the person.
Is the video from Scott or was the video from?
It's the video from Chemo's last working brain cell.
Yeah, I see that one. Yeah. Take a look at this. Yeah, I mean, this is what we're looking for. We're looking for unedited, uncut, undoctored.
Yep.
Visuals. We've got a 7-minute video here. And let's get this on the big screen.
Chemo's screen is
12 inches.
So I mean, okay, so yeah, we've got the camera, it's looking down, we've got the launch, it's going off, we can keep going up and up and up, that's normal. See the Earth, yeah, that's normal, everything looks normal, looking good. More of the Earth, as we should, that looks good, looks normal. But they need window wipers on the camera really because it's getting a little bit blurry and this is where the deception could happen. Okay, so we're getting away from the Earth, it looks good. Lots and lots of water, lots of distortion. Okay, we're getting away from the Earth. Yeah, it's looking good. This looks real. This looks definitely real so far. I don't see any issues so far. We can see the Earth, see the clouds. Okay. So, I mean, I thought this was supposed to go orbit the ball. Why is it going straight up? And that's
it's not going straight up. There's the fucking Earth beside it in the center of the frame. That's not straight up. If it was straight up, there would be ocean below it. That's looking down. That's looking down.
Gotta look at it. Let's have a look. Speed it up. I'm looking for that cuts or the edits and that.
Yeah. Well, as soon as there's a cut or edit, that makes it fake.
We're looking for the anomalies. Yeah, we know this is not real, so we're looking for. Okay, so it's going up, yeah.
Oh, that's how science gets done. We've decided the answer.
Hold on, it's using.
Well done, Chemo.
It's using
you decided the answer.
It's using a fisheye lenser, right? I mean, look at this. Come on, where's the lens correction? So when we go from 1 minute 25, 24 onwards,
particularly
we start to see exponential fisheye lens effect. So T-Guy, this is not good.
Don't see.
It's not good at all.
What we don't see is we don't
because
see a dome.
Let me tell you, if it wasn't fisheye lens, you would see more land. Okay.
Where's the dome?
I'm sorry.
No, T-Guy. Look, they've got the fisheye, the old fisheye lens there, which is curving the Earth. Which in reality, if we correct that, we'll see a flat horizon.
How do you know? Chemo.
What?
I can tell it's not a fisheye lens, you lying piece of shit. Because if you look at the 5-second mark, you can see no distortion when it's showing nice geometric shapes on the ground of the launch pad. So you can see it's not a fisheye lens, you lying pack of shit.
Yeah, I said to you, when you go from 124,
so
25...
How do we know that
look
it's
at the look if you go from 1 minute 7, 1 minute 7, look at the clouds. Goodness sakes, one is on one side and one is on the other side. It's like a rainbow of clouds. Are you serious? Come on, get a grip,
Chemo, I
guys.
got a
This is
question
not
for you.
evidence.
Okay, stop babbling, Chemo. I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't fisheye lenses represent reality in the middle of frame?
No. Fisheye lenses give you the distortion and confusion that we don't need in this
Do they?
situation. But look,
No,
you
I
go
don't
to
think so.
1 minute,
In the
10
middle
seconds.
frame-
Look at the
in the middle
rainbow
frame, they don't
clouds.
do that.
How many clouds are like that? Rainbow clouds. Doesn't happen in reality. Again, this is not representing reality here.
So you just ignore it because it's exactly what you asked for, and now you just got to say it's not real.
No, I'm not ignoring it. We're
Correct
saying
me if I'm wrong, Chemo, but did you not play this video and say, "Oh, there's no problem, there's no problem, there's no problem"?
Yeah.
Now you've got to go back and find a problem. Your initial
well,
viewing
there's
was
always
there's
a
no
problem, right? Because it's not
And there's
real.
also no. Yeah, see, that's not how someone that's honest and is intellectually honest works. They don't say, "Oh, man, I watched this video. I know it's already not real," and then try and find things. No, they're going to watch it and say, "Oh, it looks like it's fake," or they're going to find the picture.
So,
It's fake,
now,
or they're going to say,
look. So we go to 4 minutes. Go to 4 minutes 5 seconds. When they're you say, "Let me speak to you, guy."
You go to 0 seconds and show me where the fisheye lens is at 0 seconds.
Let me speak.
You show me the.
You're not going to let me
show me
speak,
the
are you?
fisheye
You're just going
lens.
to ramble and ramble
0
and ramble.
seconds.
Where's your assistance in all of this?
TT.
Thank you.
You got to let him get a point out, mate.
Thank you. So if we go to 4 minutes. Well, yeah, 4 minutes in your video. They're about to show the flat horizon, the flat Earth, because the fisheye lens is not doing what they need to do. And look what they do. They cut the camera. The T-Guy, this is a problem for you guys, right? When they're about to show the truth, like they were showing here. Because I've seen it with the NASA ISS, right? We've looked at that, where they cut the camera when they reach the ice wall. So every time they go to South Africa, they cut. When they go to South America, if there's not cloud coverage, they cut. If they go to north of Australia, if there's not cloud coverage, they cut.
3 minutes 58. 3 minutes 58 is clear curve, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's the fisheye lens, and then as it gets to 4 minutes,
there's no fisheye lens.
As it gets to 4 minutes, it's about to show a flat horizon, and the camera cuts.
We can see that it's not a fisheye lens because at 0 in this footage, there's no distortion. So you can forget the fisheye lens bullshit.
Yeah, but TT, what we've
No,
got
you've
here
been
is it doesn't
busted.
matter. The shape of the Earth is Chemo's challenge was things can't go beyond the Kármán line. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, I realised that.
That was his original challenge. So he agrees that it's a real rocket going up into space. That's fine. We've got a camera. Okay, it may be fisheye. So okay, fair enough. We can make any excuse he wants for that. But funny enough, what we don't see is we don't see the sun near the Earth, and we don't see any dome.
Yeah, it hasn't hit the dome yet.
So what's containing the atmosphere now that we're pretty much in pretty close to a vacuum? What's containing the atmosphere in that Chemo? How's the atmosphere staying on the Earth?
Because you can see a thin line of atmosphere there.
Okay. Sorry about that. I had a phone call. So yeah, I'll be on it. You looked at 4 minutes, right?
No dome and atmosphere is sticking to the Earth. So yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, because that rocket can't go any higher than where it is now because of the dome, the invisible dome.
The dome's now invisible.
Well, it must be. What we're looking at.
So if the dome,
speculating. Other flyovers might not agree with that. I'm just going by what we're seeing right now. Let me talk.
Determined that it's there.
What we see right now. We're only going by what we see right now.
How have you determined that the dome's there if it's invisible?
Because we can see the gas not going into the black area.
That's a presupposition you're making, then, yeah?
No, like I said, you can't have gas pressure without a container or
No. You're making a presupposition because you've never tested all cases of gas pressure. And you haven't done those tests. You're now making a presupposition.
Tested all cases of gas pressure. What do you mean all cases of gas? What does that mean?
Based on globe Earth physics.
What do you mean all cases of gas pressure? What do you mean by that?
Yeah, you haven't tested gas pressure in multiple different
cases
scenarios.
of gas pressure.
You don't know that, so you're making a presupposition that there is a dome, Chemo. Thank you for admitting that.
Well, we call it a firmament if it helps you.
Well, it doesn't help you, no. You made a presupposition of a firmament.
So that area, if you go to anywhere from 3 minutes onwards, that black area is where the stars, the sun, the moon all reside. Okay, and that's why, because last night Aaron Ra asked Nathan such a silly question. He's so but he asked him, why doesn't the moon fall out of the sky? And obviously it doesn't fall out of the sky because it's in that medium of the firmament.
Well, that doesn't explain shit.
Well, of course it does. That's why the rocket... Hold on, foolish.
Really
so T-Guy, the rocket cannot go any higher than where you see it turning off. You see how it was going up, and then it turned off because that's the limit. Where it is now is around 328,000 feet.
Which is another presupposition.
It can't go any higher than that.
Excuse me. Excuse me, sorry to interrupt. Hey, Spurs, can you try unmuting Monkey? I tried and I couldn't do it. I don't know if it's me or...
Oh, is he muted?
Or a glitch in the system.
Oh, I don't know why he's muted.
No, I tried to unmute him and it wouldn't.
Yeah, he's unmuted.
Oh, you
did it?
You did it? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I did it, yeah.
Didn't work for me.
Yes, I mean, the problem we got. I mean, even the Sumerians, at least they.
Why is there
took
philosopher
a position,
of nonsense
and
muted?
they said in the middle of a sentence, and they
him.
said that the dome was made out of jasper.
Muted
the first of 3 domes, because they had either 3 or 7 domes.
No, Dress, we're only going with what we observe. Okay, if you go
so you've got no observations of a dome.
Dress,
so it's a presupposition.
This
Cool,
okay. Gatekeeping is, you're just going to look at the image. What we're looking at. So we're looking at 3 minutes 24. You can see this light
no dome
in the sky.
And
we
I
see
can
the
tell
atmosphere.
you that the pressure is very low because of the way that the gas vapors are rapidly expanding out of the end of the rocket. That's something that we can observe and have.
So this may be real because all they're doing is not going above the Kármán line. That's it, and they're just distorting the curve.
Where's the Kármán line in this image?
Where they start to turn off. So you can see as he goes up at 52.
Is there a line? Did God draw a line at the Kármán line?
No, that's what you guys say is a line between the atmosphere and space. That's your model. We call
yes,
it
but
a
we don't
firmament.
say you can't go across it, though. We don't say that, do we?
Look. If we go to 1 minute 20 seconds, you can see where he starts to turn because above him is the firmament. And if he carries on going up, he's going to hit into the dome. Look how he's turning. 128, turning. 120, 131, 34, 5, turning. He's all turning, yeah?
The Himawari 8 is a bit further out than that.
Can you just look at the video and appreciate that he's turning, that he can't go any higher than this?
He's turning, that doesn't mean he can't go any higher.
It does mean that.
No, it's a presupposition.
Right, show something going higher than that then.
The Himawari 8.
Show it right now.
Okay,
let's have a look.
It's funny, you want to make all these claims, but you got no evidence to back it up.
This is the evidence that he can't go any higher. We can see it going up and turning away.
It's your claim that they can't go any higher, and you've yet to demonstrate it. You don't even know how high that rocket is.
Yeah, that's around 328,000 feet.
No. Where's your measurement for that?
Oh, I don't have any actual measurements. It's about that though.
Oh yeah, so you're just guessing.
No, because we know the limits that we can go to.
No, you don't know the limits because
another circular argument. You prick.
Yeah.
Another circular argument.
No, it's your claim that you can go higher than this height.
We have sent rockets to the moon. We've sent probes to Mars. We sent the Voyager probes out into the rest of the solar system.
So listen,
that's all been done.
Right, I want to ask T-Guy a question.
That supports that rockets can go higher. What is your evidence that this rocket cannot go beyond the Kármán line, even though I think it already is?
But T-Guy, as we look at this video, right?
Ignore the question. So you ignore the question, everybody, because Chemo can't address it because he's a coward and he won't defend his position.
So we see that celestial object in the sky. I think it is.
Of course he's going to ignore it.
What's stopping the rocket from going straight to that celestial object, T-Guy? We don't see any Van Allen belts. We don't see any firmament. Just like Drew said, it's invisible. We don't know what's there. Why can't it just go straight up? Why did it turn off like this?
Why don't we go and look at the mission?
Why did it go into orbit?
Let's go and look at the mission description. Wouldn't that be a good idea, Chemo?
Oh.
Chemo, are you saying why did they turn to go into orbit? Or why did they not make rockets just shoot up and fall back to Earth? Because they don't want rockets that just shoot up into space and fall back to Earth 10 minutes later.
No, that's false. They
Those are
do want
called
rockets that
sounding
shoot up
rockets.
because once it breaches the Kármán line, it will not fall back down due to gravitational pull, because it would have escaped the gravitational field, and therefore
that's completely
it's free.
false and not how it's described.
Yes, it's completely false.
Do you know what that rocket was launching? Because obviously you're now an expert on this because you know how high it's gone. So what was that mission actually doing? The GOESS mission. What was it to achieve?
Well, hold on, Josh. I want to from T-Guy, because he's claiming that they can go a lot higher than this rocket he's produced.
Too. And I provided evidence to support that. I provided anecdotes to support that.
T-Guy, you've either got to accept and concede or show that a rocket can go higher than this Atlas V.
Voyager.
You said Himawari 8 or something, T-Guy.
Yeah,
where is it?
Voyager.
I want to see from the ground, like this, okay? I'm going to put them side by side, where this one is at this height, and we're going to have to see your one that goes a lot higher and off into the outer space. T-Guy, let's have a look. And that's why, T-Guy, I know you're not going to do it. It doesn't matter. I mean, that's why I said this morning, I would not be a ball earther. Who wants to be in this position where you're forced to show something that does not exist? Like, show me the ball. What ball? I can't do it. Show me a rocket going higher.
Have you got any evidence on that yourself, though, Chemo? Any evidence at all?
Evidence of a what? A flat plane?
Yeah. How about that one?
Oh, is this reversing the burden of proof? Okay, so you want to talk about flat Earth and stuff, yeah?
Reversing the burden of proof.
You're making
This is a reversal.
Not reverse. Have you got any evidence to back up your claims the last 5 minutes?
You understand falsification is independent of replacement, right?
Do you understand evidence?
Evidence of
For example, evidence that the rocket needed to turn around. Evidence that the rocket could not go higher if it wanted to. Got evidence for that.
Just a wild claim.
That's just something you asserted. You just asserted that.
Yeah, it's a wild claim.
It is a wild claim. Thank you for admitting it.
How on earth can a rocket go higher than where it is now? That's the limit of the atmosphere, right?
It's not flying in the atmosphere.
Yeah, it has nothing. Of course it is. Otherwise, it had nothing to push off.
Beyond the atmosphere, because you can see that from the way the exhaust plume is basically going at 90 degrees to the rocket.
Would anyone else predict that he was going to say that? That of course it would have to, because it has the atmosphere to push off.
Yeah, because he's presupposing, because he's got no foundation for his argument.
And he's a flat Earth moron. He thinks the rockets need to put off the
Okay,
atmosphere.
so here come the ad homs now. This is getting a little bit personal, but again, this is what we have to deal with, Rakia, because they are coming to terms and getting their head around the fact that they can't prove their claims.
They can't help it.
You can't prove otherwise, though, mate.
What do you mean?
It's nothing to do.
Evidence.
But it's actually nothing. It's nothing specifically to do with that. It's the fact that we can cite Himawari 8, we can cite the Genesis missions, we can cite the Galileo missions, we can cite the Beagle mission.
Yep. You can tell us all kind of stories from your magical book. Yeah, it's called Wizardry. Yeah.
And we can look at all the data that's come from that, all the discoveries that have been made, and all the information, and then we can compare that against the spectroscopy that we've taken of those objects for the elements that they contain and see if that aligns. So we can do all these confirmation tests, and all Flat Earth seems to want to do is say, no, that's not true, that's wrong, we don't believe you. And
it can be easily manipulated. Yeah, by the same people we say are not telling the truth.
It cannot be easily manipulated because there's conferences. People work in astronomy their entire life. They go each year to a conference where they meet hundreds of other people that are studying the same data.
There's a conference. Okay, sorry, I didn't know that. Let me change my view. Yeah, that don't prove anything.
Come on, Rocky, you're going to get
There's an alien conference too. Do you believe in aliens?
Right. I think there is alien life out there. Yes, I think it's highly likely.
They do believe in aliens. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can have conferences to discuss the possibility of aliens existing.
No, that is just nonsense.
There's conferences on flat Earth too. Do you believe in flat Earth?
Those conferences are not scientific conferences. Would I be allowed to go there and put a paper forward that shows
I was
proof
just telling you how your argument about conferences was kind of ridiculous.
But they're not a scientific conference. If you wanted to present a paper at astronomy conference, you could send an abstract in and see if they accepted it. Do you think I'd have any chance of an abstract being? Of course, there's no abstracts at a flat Earth conference. Have you seen the videos? They don't talk about. They just pat themselves on the back about it. It's one big
freaking
circle
out, T-Guy.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what to do. I can do what I fucking want.
Yeah, but how can you have a rational conversation if you're just freaking out?
Well, you can't have a rational conversation if you give no justification or reason for your position.
Well,
and when challenged on things like the dome, and you say it's invisible, we can't detect it, but it must be there, that's an irrational argument. So yes, I agree, we should have a rational argument, Kimo.
Kind of like electricity, right?
Do you want to bring some evidence to the table?
Yeah, like I said, we've got the rockets not being able to go into outer space.
That's a claim.
No. Show me a rocket going into outer space.
So, short Voyager, Galileo.
I heard you. Where is it?
All of those objects that we put out there.
Where is it?
And that we've got.
Don't show us the data that they're there. Show us the proof that they're there.
Like this rocket, because remember, I was saying this is real, this is real, this is real. Now cut, it's fake. But where's your real footage of this outer space?
Well, again, you haven't established that, there it's fake. You've just made the claim. You've not provided any evidence.
No, it's not fake.
I'm citing hundreds of years of astronomy as my evidence. I'm citing...
No, it's not fake. What they did, they cut the camera.
I'm citing the fact that people in their back garden can observe the rotation of Mars if they get a particularly good night.
It's not. I didn't mean fake in this one. Well, it is slightly fake, but it's not fake in the sense that it's fake that they cut the camera at the critical point. Because if they carried on, we would have seen the entire flat plane.
That's an assertion. I want you to prove that that's why they did that. So where have you got the data that was their intent?
Because the Earth is flat. That's what you would do if the Earth is flat. If you were trying to hide the shape of the Earth, you would do things like this.
No, I would not do that. I would actually take the evidence. If you could demonstrate to me that.
How would you hide the flat Earth then, Drus? Let's listen. Let's hear about it. Go on.
I don't think it's. I think it would be.
You have no idea,
difficult to do it because I don't think that
you don't know how to hide the shape of the Earth. That's why.
I haven't finished my point, but thanks for not interrupting me.
That's your very simple question. I don't know.
Yeah,
you answered.
It's only when people interrupt you and you don't like it, Kimo, and then you do it to others, and then you moan about it later, or you just mute people off, Pat. So I will finish my point. I think it is highly unlikely that you could maintain a conspiracy that big for that long. There would be too many people involved. And as we know, the best way to make a secret public is to tell someone the secret.
No, again, you're just not smart enough to figure out how to deceive billions of people, then, are you? That's your problem.
Well, no one's smart enough to know how to do it.
Of course they are. They've done it. They've deceived everyone in this room, apart from obviously me, Rafi, and a few others that here. And the entire majority of the population are all deceived.
How did they do it? How did they do it?
I'm going to tell you how they did it. They did it through television. They did it through school education. And they did it through repetition. And and as long as because like Hitler said,
well, if you work that out, they're not smart enough, are they?
Yeah. So that still claims.
No, because what they want. Hold on, just let me respond to was here. You're just taking all of the so was What they did is they got the majority was. There was always going to be a handful that you won't capture. Okay, there will always be a few that escape, but as long as they get the bulk, that's all they're interested in. That's why you're saying they didn't.
Yes.
They didn't catch.
No, I heard you.
Yeah.
I heard you.
Yeah.
It just wasn't worth responding to.
Well, that's it. That's
it was just a desperate attempt to Kimo because he knew he was having his feet held to the fire.
No, was made a point and it needed responding.
His vacuous claims, which he is still interrupting me.
I asked you a question, Drish, you didn't answer it.
I'm asking him for a reason that I'm asking him for the evidence to say that his claims are true.
Yeah, so I asked you a simple question, you didn't answer it.
You've made some claims. Where's the evidence?
Yeah, I asked you a very simple question, and I said, how would you hide the shape of the Earth? And you have no idea. Therefore,
I don't think it's possible to have a conspiracy on the scale that would be required today.
You've just said that.
So what I'm asking is, you believe that this is a conspiracy that's been done. You've given some of the methodology that they might be able to do it, which I don't think, again, is possible, because a lot of the stuff that you do in school, you can actually fact check. So what I'm asking for is, where is your evidence that the claims you made have any validity?
So the evidence is how you would hide the shape of the Earth and what you would do in order to do that. So you would make cuts, you would make edits, you would not show the full picture, the full spectrum of what
that's
we're
part of the
looking
claim,
at.
not the evidence.
So that is the evidence, because we have a
No, that's
claim.
still the claim.
We have a claim, and obviously the claim is that something is, and we're saying it's not. The only way that you can do this is by doing what you do, is by cutting and tricking, deceiving us.
No, we can do things like we can do time delay reflectometry to see how long signals take to get to a satellite and come back. That tells us they're there, that tells us the ID of it, and we get an actual handshake, which means there's data exchanged. So we know where we're going to because it's a directional aerial, we know how far it's going, and we know we're getting it there because we're getting data back saying thank you very much. So I call bullshit on your claim.
Without Hollywood and the mainstream television, you wouldn't even know it's a ball. You would think you're on a flat plane and you would go with what you see. And just because you've been indoctrinated is why you think you're on a ball, and that's why you're unable to demonstrate that the rockets can go higher than the one we're seeing right now with the Atlas V.
An edit in a video does not prove that the video is fake.
I didn't say it was fake. I didn't say it was fake. I didn't say it was fake. I didn't say it was fake.
As soon as there's an edit, you watched and then you say, as soon as there's an edit, that means it's fake.
No, not fake.
That's why you.
No. I didn't say it was fake.
Oh, I need to see a non-edited video from launch to space. That's why you say it's got to be non-edited, because that you asking for that is you're saying.
No, what they showed here was good stuff. So if you go from the first minute, you can see the real ground. You see the real rocket.
Yeah, and you can see no fisheye, and you can see no fisheye.
Yeah, so you can see the real ground, the real rocket. You see real clouds. Let me finish, T-Guy. So minute 2, you see real stuff. And then you see what you expect if they're hiding the shape of the Earth. You expect them to turn the rocket to the side. They do that at 1 minute 30.
And I can see the curve
what you
of the horizon.
expect to see. What you expect to see if they're hiding the shape.
I don't see a curve. I don't see
oh
a
my
curved
gosh!
horizon.
What is wrong with this Australian friend of yours?
TT, what he's doing is basically the same argument, which is for hundreds and hundreds of years we didn't really understand.
So, T-Guy, what we expect if they're hiding the shape of the Earth is I didn't finish my point.
Stop derailing the conversation.
Just, I didn't finish my point.
You stopped. There was a great
No,
pause,
we were waiting for T-Guy to make a point. He made a point. Now I'm responding to what he said.
So I'm going to make my point. Thank you.
So look, T-Guy,
so
what we expect to see if the Earth is being hidden, the shape is. Russ, are you going to let other people speak? Thank you.
Come on, guys.
So look, T-Guy, this won't take very long. I make very short points, very effective and sharp and all those things. So look, the idea is that if what we expect, T-Guy, if they were hiding the shape of the Earth, is for the rockets to tail off, like they do. What we expect, if they were hiding the shape of the Earth, is for them to cut the camera at the point of showing something that would reveal the true shape of the Earth. They also do that.
They don't. Okay? They don't. I can see the curve at 3 minutes and 58 seconds. So you've just been blown out of the water. I see the curve of the horizon.
Yeah,
so they failed to edit it where you needed to.
That is manipulated, yeah.
Which way are you trying to go now?
So we know the Earth isn't curved like that in reality, right?
No, I can see it curved. And you said it was a valid video, and you said there was no fish.
No, remember, we saw the clouds in rainbow formation. Yes, so we know there was a curve.
There's. I tell you what, rainbows occur in the atmosphere, don't they? So what does that got to do with it?
No, it's not a real rainbow. It's not a real rainbow. It's just the clouds are curved. Okay. So if we go to 1 minute.
What is he on? Fuck.
Go to 1 minute 3 seconds. You can see the clouds are curving. That would make the ball very, very small. Okay. We know there's some kind of distortion or manipulation to the lens that makes things look.
No, there's no curve. There's no manipulation to the lens. You can see clearly that it's not a fisheye lens from time point 0.
No, I'm saying at 1 minute 8 seconds, 1 minute 5, 1 minute 4.
It's the same lens. They haven't changed lenses.
I didn't say they changed lens. I'm saying that you could see the clouds.
Well, then if it's not distorted at 0 seconds, then it can't be distorted in the middle, then can it?
Well, I've got it on the big screen. Everyone can see this, T-Guy. You can see this. We all can see that the clouds are curving. Okay, which is
clouds curve. Just because you say curving in a weird way, saying any more stupid or any less stupid.
Okay, so it all looks good, and again, what we expect if they are hiding the shape of the Earth is to do what they do. which is, like I say, tail off
but
the rocket.
But they don't do it like I've just established. You can see the curve of the horizon at 3 minutes 58. So just repeating yourself doesn't change it.
Yeah, TT, the point I wanted to make before I was so rudely interrupted in the middle of my sentence by someone that should know better. Oh, it's chemo. What am I saying? Is the fact that, for thousands of years we thought fire was some sort of magical thing. Yeah, and then in the sort of the 16th and 17th century we started doing experimentation to try and understand it. And by the 18th century we actually understood how fire worked. Now, Chemo's trying to use the same argument. All the ancient cultures thought the earth was flat, blah, 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 this kind of thing. And yet we've learnt so much more in the meantime. Now, it's a problem for him because he's got to run away from providing any sort of actual tangible evidence that could be examined and tested because he knows he doesn't have any. All he has is presuppositions and groundless claims and obfuscation and an over familiarity with the fucking mute button. But we won't go there.
Yep, I noticed.
So what we've got here, T-Guy, is everything we expect to see if they were hiding the true shape of the Earth.
But we don't. I can see the curved horizon at 58 seconds.
Yeah, like I said, that curve there is due to the fisheye distortion that they've implemented.
There's no fisheye distortion because you can see that there's fisheye distortion at the 0 time point video, and it's the same lens.
But everything beyond
the fisheye lens,
everything,
ago, so that's weird.
Everything beyond the 3 minute 50, everything beyond the 4 minute section is all CGI. That's not real at all whatsoever. Everything beyond that time.
Oh, now that's the claim. You just slipped that one in. Fucking hell! Where's the transition?
No. Everything beyond 4 minutes is now. You're looking at the Hollywood production. Yeah.
Chemo, that's really good because prior to that, we were able to see the curves. So don't worry about it.
No, that is due to again. What is wrong with you people? Go to 1 minute. You can see it 1 minute 31 seconds. Look at the Earth. Is that the Earth curving? This was like a marble.
And this is when I turned them down to 0, Your Honour. Bye bye.
It's gonna be like a marble if you think that's the curvature there.
I think we've got everything that we're going to get out of Chemo today. He's now just going from the inane to the ridiculous to the insulting.
So what we've got here, T-Guy, like I say, is everything that we expect to see if there
we're
were.
Going to swallow any of this horse crap that he's trying to peddle without evidence. And I noticed that his light keeps lighting up, so I guess he's still over talking me because he doesn't have the courtesy of manners not to fucking do it.
That's fair.
At 0, there's no fisheye, Chemo, so there's no fisheye through footage from that camera.
Yeah, there's fisheye the entire way from the beginning.
You can see, how do you tell whether something's fisheye? You look at the image and you can see where it distorts geometric shapes. And you can see there's no distortion of those buildings on the ground of the launch site. That is how you know there's no fisheye. People can recognize fisheye when they see it, when they look at some geometrical shape on the ground.
You
can see it. You can see there's no fisheye on the camera.
You can see it instantly.
Especially when you have transitions from the edges to the center of frame. And we have that. We don't see any evidence of fisheye.
Well, again, the audience can decide, but we can see clearly, instantly, that the fisheye effect takes place as soon as the rocket starts to leave the ground. And
do you know what a circular argument is? Because that's what you're using. You're saying, I know there should be no curve, therefore fisheye.
Yeah, we know water can't curve like
argument. That is a circular argument.
No, again, science tells us that water cannot curve around the exterior without a force. Now, you know gravity is not a force, right? So you can remove gravity, but you need a reason for how...
Gravity is a force. Let's just not play that stupid semantic moronic game again.
Oh, so you think science is stupid all of a sudden now? Wow, if science is stupid for you, we can't help you, right? We are scientists. We deal with science. We deal with data that gives us repeated.
The force of gravity. Gravity, you moron! Gravity. Heard of gravity?
What is gravity?
It's the force between two objects with masses.
Reflection of a moronic fuck. That's what it is.
What causes gravity?
I don't know. I don't know. Don't need to know the answer to that question to know that gravity Gravity is a force between two things that have mass. And guess what? An ocean has mass and a planet has mass. So the ocean and the planet will be pulled towards each other. End of.
So we have an acceleration of 9.8
Yes.
meters per second, yeah?
Yes, we do.
And what causes that acceleration?
Gravity.
You just told you didn't know.
So, if you say gravity causes that acceleration, how do we change that acceleration? Slow it up or speed it down? Or speed it up?
What?
So, let's say, for example, let's say for example, we've got my car. My car will accelerate if I give it a certain amount of force. I can increase the acceleration of my car, the speed. I can slow it down with different forces.
Hang on, stop.
Yeah?
Stop. You need to talk about acceleration or speed. They're two different things, you understand, right?
Okay, but the car's accelerating, yeah?
Yeah, okay, yep.
So we can change that acceleration, right?
You can get a larger acceleration with a larger force, yes.
Right. So, if we have an acceleration of 9.8 meters per second, how do we change that acceleration?
We don't. That's the whole point. I mean,
the surface area, it'll change this. It'll change the acceleration.
Hold on, let T-Guy answer this. How do you change it? How do you change it, T-Guy?
Well, if we're talking about in a vacuum, you don't change the acceleration. That's why it's called a constant acceleration due to gravity.
Yeah, but then how do you know if you have a cause? What the cause is? You said gravity.
The gravity. We use the term
gravity
to
causes the acceleration. Yeah.
Between two objects that have mass.
No, I'm not asking you what causes gravity.
I told you it's definitional. He said definitional earlier.
I'm not asking you what causes gravity. We know what causes the acceleration. You said it's gravity. Okay, fine. Yes. But the acceleration, how do we change that? Speed it up, slow it down?
You can't change the acceleration due to gravity. It's a constant.
So how do we know then it's because of gravity?
Change the surface area of the object, you're going to change how fast it falls.
Yeah, but that's because of the effect of the atmosphere.
That's right. There's no to add to that, though.
How do you know it's because of gravity then, T-Guy, if you can't manipulate
by definition
the effect?
By definition. It's by definition the two objects attract each other due to the force of gravity, which you can measure by other means.
All right, let's go back. Let's slow it down. Hold on, let's slow it down. We've got my car. I'm going to change the acceleration. How do I know what the cause of that acceleration is? Did somebody blow on it? Did somebody kick it? How can I figure out what happened?
A force is defined in terms of acceleration and mass. They're all related to each other.
But how can I find out the cause of my car accelerating?
I don't care what the cause is. I don't care what the cause is.
Yeah, but I'm asking, how can I know? If my car starts to move, what caused that car to move? Was it the wind?
Chemo.
Can someone explain
the car don't accelerate anymore.
Can we explain why do we get to here anyway? What's the point of this?
Chemo, your car accelerated.
Because you said water is sticking to the ball. Yeah. So
thank you for reminding me. Yeah,
you said because of gravity. Down, yeah. So I'm asking you about the acceleration, and I'm saying that if we have our car, it starts to move.
Well, if you lift some water off the surface of the Earth and let it go, it will fall to the Earth at the speed of the acceleration of 9.8 meters per second squared. That's how fast it will accelerate towards the Earth. Yep.
Yeah.
And then when it reaches the Earth's surface, it will stop because there'll be a force of the water below it holding it up.
Yeah, that's what they tell us.
But the acceleration depends on the mass that is beneath this object, and that is on some places of the Earth different.
No, but what I'm asking is about my car. My car. Let's say I've got a car, T-Guy, and it just starts moving. Why did it just start moving? Is what I want to know.
Because a force is applied to it.
What force? How do I find out what force?
Who knows?
Well, I mean,
it's in the car, not us.
Yeah, you tell me what your car's powered by. Is it a wind-powered car or is it a solar-powered car?
No, but if I just said to you, it started moving because an invisible fairy was pushing it. What would you say?
Cool.
I'd say, yeah, a fairy put some force on it. Yep.
You have to prove it.
But you believe in fairies?
It gives new meaning to Ghost Rider. It gives new
Hold
meaning
on
to
there,
Ghost Rider
Veets.
Whip.
Come on, Veets. Let's answer it.
What type of fairy?
Hold on. So, T-Guy, you believe in fairies?
What type of fairy? You talking about a poofter or a fairy?
Ghost Rider the Whip? Just keep up. Just Ghost Rider the Whip, dude.
T-Guy, you believe in fairies?
Define fairy.
No slurs.
Invisible fairies.
Family friendly, please.
So
Define
fairies come from a magical land that are they are magical. They can do tricks. They can make things disappear, reappear. They can move objects.
Yes, to believe that. I know.
You believe in those, T-Guy?
Well, I mean, present the evidence, and then I'll decide. I haven't seen the evidence presented to
No,
make a decision.
I don't need to show you the cause.
Yeah.
The card just moves, and I tell you it's because of a fairy.
Well, if you haven't presented any evidence, then I don't.
Great.
Can't hear T-Guy at all. So T-Guy, the car just starts moving, accelerating. I say it's because of a fairy, an invisible magical fairy. Will you accept that?
If you haven't produced any evidence of the fairy existing, no, I won't accept.
I don't need to produce evidence. I just need to show the acceleration. The
We have
car's
to give you
moving.
evidence.
The car is moving, T-Guy.
We show it to you.
So dumb.
The
Kind of what y'all just said about gravity. You don't have to prove it. You just see the effects of it.
It's observational. We see it. It's right. It exists because we find it.
Something moved the car. We don't, and it would have been because a force is applied to it. We don't.
Yeah, and I say that force. I say that force.
We don't know.
That force is a fairy.
You can make the claim that it's a fairy, and people will say, "Well, maybe it was." Yeah, I mean, but they're not likely to believe you because there's no evidence that fairies exist.
They're not likely to believe me. So that's right, T-Guy. You're absolutely right, T-Guy. If you just make up a magical force because of an acceleration, most people are not likely to believe that, right?
But it's not a magical force.
Well, it is. I just said a fairy pushed my car. That's a magical force.
We will show you a lot of experiments how gravity works, and we show how that more mass gives more acceleration down. We can show you that. We have shown it a lot. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the point. That gravity is not a magical. It's a force that we can experimentally
But you just said most people wouldn't believe you if you couldn't demonstrate it. So demonstrate gravity then.
Well, that's just described. There's various ways to demonstrate gravity.
Go on then. Let's see.
I think you know this experiment. There's somebody has a scale, and he puts a big lump of iron, a big lump of something under it, and there's a little bit more on the scale.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Kimo, didn't you just say that your car needs force in order for it to accelerate?
I don't know. It's accelerating. I'm saying, is it because what's causing it to move?
Does acceleration require a force?
Okay. So if I say my car's accelerating because of some fairy, you're going to say what?
No, I'm asking if acceleration requires a force.
Well, obviously,
Show
in this
some
case,
evidence for this fairy.
if you're saying that the object is accelerating, there is no force that's pulling it or pushing it towards the ground. Yeah.
Kimo shows some evidence.
Why does it do it then?
That is what we asked.
Why does it do what? Fall back to the ground because it's in disequilibrium.
That's nonsense.
No, that makes perfect sense when you test it scientifically and experimentally. You can do this with a density tower. Sorry, Rakia, go ahead.
I was just saying that's what we observe. Things get out of equilibrium or wherever they want to be. Just equilibrium. You move them, then they try and seek that position again.
Well, that's just stating the obvious. Yeah, that's stating the obvious. Yeah, you let go of something and it's not in equilibrium; it falls down due to gravity.
Yeah, and it's medium.
No,
you inserted gravity for no reason. You don't need any.
No, the gravity is the name of the phenomena that we see. We observe a phenomena, we call it gravity.
Yeah. And when it hits the ground, it's in equilibrium because there's a force pushing it up, and when pulling it down, and they match each other.
Maybe what you call gravity is what we're talking about too. Is not proof. There's no cause to it, right? You can't.
But what's equilibrium in your definition? What's equilibrium? How are you defining it? How are you defining equilibrium? What does it mean to bring something out of equilibrium?
Yeah, it's just nature. Out of its natural point of where it wants to be.
Yeah, but where it wants to be isn't very clear or specific. It's just sort of made up. It sounds like.
Yeah, well, I'm not trying to win a Nobel Prize here. I'm just trying to explain my.
No.
Why will this equilibrium disappear if we fall?
can't understand that.
If you go to free fall, the equilibrium disappears.
Free fall, there's other things happening, right? You
Yeah,
agree
but
with that?
that is, we know how it works. And what is your explanation for this?
Yeah,
He
you're
doesn't
not
need to have
proving or disproving gravity with free
Just
fall.
happy
You're
to have
proving
no explanation.
free fall. The effects
It's
of
just
free
natural.
fall.
It's just natural. Just happens naturally. Up
Yeah,
is
you
up,
like
man.
to use free fall to further try and push your narrative of gravity, but it doesn't prove or disprove gravity.
Yes,
David.
No,
it does.
it does not.
Yeah, it does.
Are you
No, you're
talking about
talking about
relative
free fall.
density?
It's a different phenomenon.
Rakia, are you talking
But
about
you have
relative
to
density?
explain it.
I didn't hear you.
It is not in your model.
No, I don't have a model. So
It destroys your model.
Why is it not the same thing? Why is it not gravity? Why is free fall special? What is it?
that's just different, right?
Why?
I mean,
Why?
it
I don't think it
applies
is.
some of the same theories, but it's not the same.
What makes it?
Getting out
Why
of
not?
natural
What makes it
state.
different?
Can I ask a question soon?
I don't get it.
Yeah, we know because you have to insert gravity. You want gravity to be in there. You need
No,
gravity.
it doesn't
or
make
your
any
whole
sense.
world falls apart.
Free fall seems like the same thing. You won't say what's different about it.
Yeah, I just think it has to do with pressure, not any type of pulling force.
You have a box with
higher below, so
different
it
liquids
should
in
press
it,
up.
and they stay separate if they are in the under gravity. And you put them in free fall, and everything disappears. It mixed up for good.
Mm-hmm.
How you explain this? It's the same liquids, it's the same stuff, but it not follows your explanation anymore.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of different things, like where you put them in specific areas that don't
No,
follow.
we have the box. We have a closed box. You put it in free fall,
calm
and
down.
everything disappears and mixed up. So what happens?
Right. If you're looking for me to explain that, no, I'm not going to explain that.
Yeah, you are clueless.
Yeah. See, we have a model that's consistent and explains everything, and you have a you have to stop.
It explains everything.
It does explain everything. Yeah,
Everything.
That's disingenuous.
It explains the birds and the bees and love and
everything.
Why do fools? Yeah, it does everything.
We have a pretty good model, standard model of physics.
Yeah, so not everything.
You're
want
right.
to take back that statement? I'll give you
Okay, fine. Not everything. You got them. Not everything.
Yeah,
Good
okay,
call.
I'll take it back.
2 minutes focusing in on not everything.
Right.
Yeah, I'll take it back. But you know what proves gravity? The fact that we can use gravity to fly to Pluto. You can use gravity to meet an asteroid and land on it and bring a sample back. That's what proves gravity.
Proves that you're caught up in the theories and the fairy tales.
When
you bring in Pluto,
he has a point there. He does have a point
Pluto
there.
and things like that. Yeah.
But he has a point there, Rocky, to be fair. If you were being honest and genuine, there is something to be said for the fact that we use this to figure out how to get to places and how to move, and it works. Yeah. We actually land on them and we actually get to asteroids.
Yeah,
you have to
use
believe
the
that
effects of what we call gravity and the calculations that we put to them.
Yeah, it's pretty compelling.
Yeah, no, I agree that we use those effects that we observe of what we call gravity and the calculations we put on them and the formulas that we develop to help us do things. Right.
Yep,
that doesn't prove the cause of gravity.
We don't know the cause of gravity. We never claimed the cause of gravity, much less try to prove it. We don't know what causes gravity.
Then what do you have? You just have an effect, right?
We have a phenomena that we've observed, a phenomena that we see, we've measured, and we know exists.
And
we
you've
don't know
labeled it as a name of gravity. And
yeah, exactly. Yeah. This is the stupidity of your position. You say, well, there's something with equations.
There's no reason to say that, TC. It's not a stupidity. It's just it is the simple truth: is that we have seen it, we've observed it, we've labeled it, and we've measured it, and we can sort of figure out what's going to do in future events. We can use it to predict things. We don't really understand where it comes from, though.
Yeah, but there's no cause for entropy either.
Metaphor. All that is a correlation. It doesn't tell us that causes it. Guys, hold on. That's just a correlation. It doesn't have anything to do with cause per se. When we say mass and distance matter, we just mean that we have observed that if you increase your mass, you increase the force, and if you increase your distance, you decrease the force. That is an observation.
So, I mean, because your position is really stupid because you're just saying, oh, there's something we've done the maths on and we've called gravity but I don't want to call it gravity. It has all the same properties of the thing you call gravity, and I can use it to predict, the trajectory of projectiles to sinking ships in the Navy, and I can use it to fly to planets. But I'm not going to call it gravity. I'm going to call it.
I'm disputing the cause.
So we don't know the cause. We're not claiming the cause.
So you're saying that the mass of the Earth, the center of the Earth, attracts other masses to it.
No, I just told you that we told you that there's a correlation. It's not a cause. It's correlated. We've observed that.
So I'm disputing the correlation, right? So I'm disputing the correlation.
Why?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Because I don't think that it's. I think it can be other things.
Okay, but based on what do you dispute it with? Like, what's your argument against it?
Because I don't know that there's a center mass or a center core. What I do know, there's electrical forces.
Why does the zenith angle?
There's magnetism. There's static electricity. There's
why do zenith angles point
created.
to the center mass that we've described?
Yeah, I think that's beyond your pay grade and definitely mine.
Why are you bringing up this center core thing, Rocky?
Why?
What's that got to do with anything?
Oh, they shut up real quick.
Oh, come on. He's still having an issue.